Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Children of Primus Freestyle Frenzy Sunday. I am Spin, and I'm waiting for all the other members to join in. So, as a shout out to everyone who's here so far. And how is everyone doing this evening? And it's a shout out to Solhana, who's joined us once again, and as waiting for everyone else to jump in. I'm going to slowly get our Instagram connection running, so that way we can also be streaming on Instagram as well. So today's topic, or this evening's topic, we're going to be speaking on the intelligence of Transformers. So most likely, who's the most intelligent within the Autobots and the Decepticons, which after doing some research did find some interesting characters that many would either overlook. There are the usual characters that many know about in terms of, say, like the Ratchet, Grapple. Funny enough, Hoist is not one of them. And then for instance, like Megatron and Optimus, those are always the usual 10 out of 10 in terms of intelligence and tech specs. But there's many other characters that some would not have anticipated that are in the high intelligence ranking. So as I'm slowly connecting all this together, I'm going to search through some recent news and reviews from our website, childrenofprimus.com, where we have not only just weekly news and reviews from one of our writers, Anthony, who's currently away on a trip for a wedding. So safe travels, and hope everything's going well there. Mr. Fear or Courage. So he usually has our weekly reviews, like Mondays and Fridays, more so Mondays, which is his bot reviews, which he's done Kingdom Deluxe Road Rage and Bot Gumball Machine. And at least once a month, he also does a non-Transformer review, which the last one he did, let's see here. So the last non-bot review was 52 Toys Megabox Alien, which is kind of derived from the Alien franchise. But let's go through some recent news. So we have a Studio Series Leader Class Fallen Toy, which will have a removable face. So and is supplied to us from Cybertron. So as they've listed, we have our first look at the Transformers Studio Series Leader Class Fallen figure. And while it does not give us a great look at the figure due to a big watermark, we do get a pretty important piece of detail. It will have a removable face gimmick. And we can see in the image, face mask along with the head underneath it. So here is the image that they are speaking about. There we go, and let's go to other news. Studio Series 86 Core Ratchet video review, also supplied by Cybertron. And it mentions the Series 86 Discussion Core Ratchet was found at a U.S. retail earlier this week. And since not all fans collect that scale, there may be some hesitation in adding him to your collection. Well, we now have a video review from Prime versus Prime, which I know in some forums, the Prime versus Prime reviewer has some controversy behind him. But this was sent to us by several members of the Cybertron community. So here's an image of Ratchet, and let's see what other news we can pop up before we slowly get into our main topic, which I know Professor D will be joining me shortly. And more news, or actually this news is from the AllSpark, or Hasbro Pulse TF fan stream set for August 16th. So that's 2 days from now. Transformers Tuesday seems to be coming up as a new Transformers fan stream is scheduled on Hasbro Pulse. So as they're reminding everyone to set your calendars for August 16th at 11 a.m., which I believe is their usual live streaming time. And supplied from Cybertron, a Transformers Kindergarten series revealed. As we can see the images, and the writing tells us a surprising new licensed product for the Transformers franchise just popped up on Weibo, known as the Transformers Kindergarten series This Chinese product line it imagines our favorite Transformers characters as toddlers. We will get to see Optimus Prime, Megatron, Bumblebee, Alita 1, Windblade, Hot Rod, Shattered Glass Optimus Prime, Beast Wars Megatron, and Nemesis Prime in the kindergarten-like setting. The figures are 8 to 10 centimeters in height, and this new line is only available as a crowd-funded project. So you can check out all the images after the jump. And according to the article, it says, wait, is Bumblebee an actual bee? Oh dear. So I know I've many successful cartoons in the past, like Flintstones at one point had Flintstone Kids. I believe Scooby-Doo also had Scooby-Doo Kids and a few others, and they always try to make the kids version of a popular franchise, and many times that doesn't always play out. So only because I'm just hearing about this news now, I'm not sure what the fans in all the different forums have been saying about this. And I already have a feeling with some of the diehard fans that many are going to already be against it in a sense. And let's see what other news can we reveal while I'm waiting for some of us to jump in here.
Ask and you shall receive.
Well, good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you doing?
We're doing good.
I'm a little stressed out as usual.
Oh dear. What has stressed you?
Just having computer problems. Like it's like I had like my whole setup has been set up, like for the last couple days. And then I have to turn the computer on. It's like, oh, we need to do an update and restart. Okay, fine. Update and restart. 15 minutes. And then it's like, oh, now we got to do another update. Okay, another 15 minutes. And then it says, oh, sorry. After that 15 minutes, the update didn't complete. You'll have to figure it out yourself.
Good old Windows 10.
Yeah. And it also says your computer, which is a gaming computer with like the maxed out graphics card and like crazy ass RAM and everything, but for whatever reason it says, not that I care, but it says like your computer doesn't qualify for Windows 11 upgrade. So, it's like, dude, my computer's $4,000. Like if my computer doesn't qualify, whose does?
It's according to them. I have a couple computers that actually stripped them clean of a Windows 10 and put Windows 7 back on them, because especially for that same issue of waiting 15 minutes for it to update and then another update, and the worst part is like you can even tell it to have it on scheduled updates. It will work its way around it, so it's like just when you need it, it's in the middle of an update. But the worst one of all is like, after you've waited an hour or two for it to update, then it says the update can't be completed. So we're going to revert back to whatever. I don't know, like, this is nonsense. This is absolute nonsense.
Yeah, but like, totally irritating. And that's exactly what just happened to me. So it just puts me in a bad mood. Like I just I just don't even want to do anything. But anyway, I'll try to chill out. So how have you been doing? You got started with the news, it looks like. Uh-oh, I've lost your sound. I can see that you're talking, but
sorry. Yeah, I muted myself for a second. I was going to say, are you able to increase the volume on your mic or bring it a bit closer to you?
Yeah, so the weird thing is it's odd because like my monitoring, okay, I'll turn that down, turn this up. It's like so loud in my headphones, but yet like last week it was like we did a good episode, but it was way too quiet. So I'm going to turn the mic up here, and you just tell me when it gets.
No, actually, go back to where you just had it. That was perfect.
Okay, like right here.
No, like where you physically moved the mic, like you moved it closer to yourself.
Okay, but I mean, if I keep it that close, I'm gonna bump into it. So I can just move it away a little and then turn it up.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like right, like okay, now it's like hitting red. Like how's that?
That's good.
It's not too loud.
No, it's perfect.
Okay, cool. So I was thinking, I saw that you just had on the screen the Hasbro Pulse live stream that they're going to do on Tuesday.
Yes.
So I was thinking maybe we should, if you're available. Now I'm messing with the mic and making all kinds of bad sounds.
Don't create tech issues within tech issues.
Exactly. Sometimes it's like you just want to, right? You're just like, okay, leave it. It's good enough. Let's do the show. And it was like in the middle of the show, like, no, I can make it better. Let me make it better.
Like, and crash. It's all taped up and everything's good. I'm like, no, I just need an extra roll of tape.
Oh, I didn't tell you the best part. Like I was logged in here. So after I did all those updates, I was logged in here by 6:45. And then my computer crashed. I just got a blue screen. Ooh. So I came in 20 minutes late because I literally the computer was starting from scratch. Anyway, I was going to say about this fan stream. So these fan streams like always suck really bad. So I was thinking we should murder prime them live. So do you know how to do that? Like, because we talked about doing a live stream live, right? Mm-hmm. So like, can we just like be running the feed, like be live on StreamYard the way we are now? We go live at this time on Tuesday, whatever time. Is it 11 a.m.? Yeah, weird.
Yeah, 11 a.m.
Strange.
Yes, I think
like aren't 12. People at work? This is not from like.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'm not home during the like only when I was like. Doing more online work, I would be able to catch the live streams. I can't watch them now. I can only watch them after.
I forgot that you're not just doing tech stuff now. Mm-hmm. So I guess that puts a snag in it.
Yeah.
But I was thinking that it would be cool if we were able to do that. So even if we can't do it for this one, do you know how we would technically do that?
Technically, I believe so. Yes.
Could we not? Are you like you're just not available for that time? It's not even that you're not home because you could always log in on your phone and do it, but you're working at that time.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not available at all.
Okay. Maybe Rolati is because he works like weird hours, right?
It's possible we could find out. I mean, he should be here in a bit.
Okay, yeah, we'll find out because like I really think like these Hasbro Pulse things like really like they're so bad. Like somebody needs to give it a good critique, And what better way to do it than in real time?
Oh, I know.
We got some comments. Have you got to them yet?
Yes. So Hannah was asking where everyone was earlier.
Okay. So Anthony's away, but you said Orladi's going to be here?
That is correct.
Well, that's perfect because we're talking about intelligence.
Yes.
So I love this topic. Did you pick the topic?
I picked the topic last week. Just jumped the gun, picked the topic, and yeah, it found a lot of interesting characters that fit within the topic.
I have a bunch of ideas of different ways we can take the topic. So so I think we're going to have a good episode.
Cool. So I'm actually just quickly.
Yeah, you want to continue go through the news?
In a moment. I mean, we could still keep talking. I'm actually setting up something at the moment.
Okay. Oh, so you want me to talk for a bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I was messing with here is trying to get my multi-camera setup going again. So here's my second camera. Oh, wait, hold on a second. So I'll get the full screen. So here's my second camera, and I got this set up here so that I can show figures. So check this guy out. Can you see him?
Oh, nice. Okay.
So this is my customized blue Seeker.
Okay.
All the black on him, the silver on the gun, that's all custom. And here I got a before and after to show. So
Now, did you do the customization?
Yeah.
Oh.
So here, so this is like out the box. This is the with the yellow Seeker. I guess it's Sunstorm. Looks like prior to being customized. And then here's my custom job.
Oh, nice.
So you can see he's got the gold on his gun. He's got gold accents on his shoulders and elsewhere. Inside the pauldrons, I got gold all in there. Right, this guy's just plain. Right, that's just plain yellow plastic there. Oh yeah, I did the thighs in gold. Or is it a bronze? It's more like a bronze.
Now, is there a special paint or what procedures did you did you use to achieve that?
I was just using markers. I just used permanent markers.
Oh,
Nothing simple than that. Remember, Anthony and I have been talking about he got some Gundam markers that are specifically used for this purpose to customize Gundams. But of course, Transformers, same thing as he's mentioned.
right.
We got Oscar says he's looking for an invite.
Okay, I will send Oscar the invite in a moment.
All right. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just using Sharpies actually to customize these. So I literally have like the metallic Sharpies. I got like the bronze one, the gold one, etc.
I remember Bill was mentioning that from that you could get them from, I think, either Lowe's or Home Depot. There's like certain type of Sharpies that have the metallic look to it.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know how much you can tell that I've customized on this guy, but like all that extra shine, all the extra color that is not just the gray is my customization. And here's the exclusive release that they did. This is I think the Netflix one of Reflector. This is a pretty good set, pretty good mold. And Prime I didn't do a lot on. Did a few things, but it was harder to really show. Everybody loves this Earthrise Prime. People who do mainline stuff anyway. But for me, I found these like the gray thighs I just thought were really boring. But so like I've customized that. I've put the gold on the not the gold, but some silver, different metallic accents. Right, so now it really looks like I really like brought out these details. I think, whereas before it was just straight gray plastic, and now it really has more of a real metal look, even a more mechanical look.
Yeah, it does look more metallic.
Yeah. So that's what I was going for.
Okay, cool.
There's more master for no reason.
He's a monster.
Yeah, monster motor master. Definitely king of the road when it, towering over this dude right here.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so that was my experiment with my second camera there. So when I actually have something to show, do an unboxing, can pull it up like that. So what else?
So well, I was going to say, so Hannah's on YouTube sent a comment saying that she's not able to see the video, but she can hear us.
Is she on YouTube?
She is on YouTube.
Well, we should take a look and see if YouTube is if the visual is on YouTube. Let's see. I can pull it up if you don't have it. She
All right.
said that she can hear us but can't see us.
Yes, because she wanted to see your customizations, but she's not able to see what you're describing.
I just put on you. I just put on YouTube. It's working. Oh, unless it's frozen. No, it's good. So I don't know. Would be nice to see that custom job is talking about. Maybe she just didn't realize what we were talking about. Maybe she didn't realize that that the figure that I was showing was the custom. I don't know. So Jana, maybe you could clarify. It would be nice to see that custom job Profty is talking about. Yeah, what I was saying, if it wasn't clear, I was just showing like the contrast between here's the customized one that I did and here's the non-customized seeker, and then the other ones I was showing were customized as well, but I didn't have the contrast. He's got some bling on him as well, so that's what's up. All right, she sees it now. It's nice when we can just hang out without having anything, without feeling like we need to say something. Particularly, I think it's like a unique way to do a podcast with a lot of silence. Spencer, can you keep it down over there? Can't hear myself think. We have 4 viewers, but only one person likes the show.
There we go. I realized my mic was on mute. I'm sending Oscar the link now.
This is the second time you muted your mic by accident?
No, I actually muted on purpose. Accidentally forgot to unmute it.
Okay, that's fair.
Yes.
Good clarification.
Big difference between the two.
This updates slowly. So on YouTube, I see that we have 3 likes, but on StreamYard, it only shows that we have 1 like. What's up with the comments? How come they're not popping up on the screen here? Primetime Steven on YouTube says, "What's up? What's up, Primetime? Long time no see."
Yeah, how are you doing? What's new in your world of Transformers? Any recent things that you want to comment and mention?
And so we're talking about intelligence. Maybe we're going to do tech specs. Maybe we'll go through tech specs and talk about that. But one of the questions that I was thinking we could debate, we could ask people. Sometime I'll ask you this as well as other viewers. In the G1 cartoon, what storyline or what narrative element sticks out in your mind, if any, where a character actually did something really intelligent, where you as a child watching it were like, "Oh, that was smart. I didn't expect that."
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a lot of that in the cartoon because the cartoon is very formulaic, very predictable. It's not as bad as Voltron, but it is like, like the smart things, you know, like Wheeljack just invents stuff, but there isn't like a narrative. There's not like a lot of narrative plots where the plot itself is clever. But I bet if we think about it and talk about it, we could come up with some interesting ones. So maybe to put the question more simply, it's like, what is your favorite example in the cartoon? What's your favorite storyline where somebody does something really intelligent? Right. So, you know, one off the bat that I could think of is, you know, Grimlock's new brain, right? So he gets shocked and then Grimlock becomes smart and then he invents Computron.
Right.
Right. So there's sort of a simple example. What other examples are there? Oh, I like I'm only just seeing the graphic now, looking at it, of like some of the clever dudes in Transformers, and we can debate there. You know, this guy's smart for this reason, not so much for that reason. So that's cool. But yeah, what story sticks out to you? What's the coolest smart thing that somebody does in one of the shows? Do you have a favorite, Spin?
I'm trying to think something intelligent wise that was cool throughout the entire series. You know, it's set aside from like Wheeljack and Ratchet and the usual. I mean, I would say the solar power tower from Grapple and Hoist.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, also the whole plot for I think also you got the picture of Perceptor, and it might even be from the Microbots or the Minibot episode. So that sort of is like the plot narrative, the plot. What's a word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word, but anyway, yeah, whatever. Clearly, I'm not all that intelligent today.
Oh dear.
The it's not the plot twist. What am I trying to say? Whatever. Anyway, the key point of the episode, right, is that Perceptor proves himself as a valuable warrior, valuable member in the war, by use of his intelligence, right? By use of his ability to shrink stuff.
Oh, within the debate of basically, yeah, the episode where Braun kept battling him, kind of like, you know, like what's the point of having you here? Like you're not a warrior,
right? He was saying that the Perceptor wasn't pulling his weight in the fight against the Decepticons, and then you know, Perceptor saves the day with his tech. Yes. But there isn't like what I'm really like looking for. When I'm asking the question is like there's plenty of examples like that.
Right.
But like, are there any examples where you're watching the show and like they do something clever, like a character actually does something smart, and you watching it are like, oh, I didn't expect him to do that. I don't know if that ever happens in that cartoon, you know, but maybe there are some examples if we rack our brains hard enough.
No, there probably is. Yeah, it's just our minds not thinking about it at the moment. Although I think if we,
you know, now is the moment to think about it. We are alive.
This is correct. I was going to say, as we go through the characters,
think about it. It's better to come up with it now than after the show's done. Oh, I have some great ideas.
Yeah, so like the show's done.
I've seen in the comments. Sorry, you were saying something.
Yeah. So if once we go through the list of characters that are listed as intelligent, it may bring up some ideas on past episodes that the character stood out.
Yeah, no, I think as we talk about it, it'll come up. We'll start to remember things. Primetime Steven on YouTube says, I got Legacy Override, Legacy Blur, Clampdown, Road Rocket, Wrecker Amazon Leadfoot, Impactor this week. can't find Cosmos. I'm waiting to the end of the sentence. I'm like, where's Cosmos? Where's Cosmos? Where's Cosmos? Can't find Cosmos. Yeah, that sucks.
That's going to be a topic in itself. Just Cosmos.
I mean, it already is. It's been a topic. And yeah, like I don't think that I care about any of those figures personally. It's just Cosmos and then maybe Hauler. Road Rocket does look cool. I think maybe was Anthony saying that was the one that he's looking forward to, or that he recently got?
I don't recall.
And I keep forgetting which one Override is. Just last week he told me, and he corrected me on that.
Well, I know Override was one of the headmasters. I believe, because there's a handful of headmasters that just always seem to be overlooked.
I don't think in this Legacy line there's any headmasters.
That's correct. Yeah, then I'm not sure which version that's referring to then.
Primetime, you could tell us, but you don't have to. I mean, I'll look it up. I'll see it anyway. But yeah, okay. So here's my question to you, Primetime. Of those figures that you got, which are you most satisfied with, and which, if any, do you find disappointing? That's my question to you, Primetime Steven on YouTube. Which do you recommend? So anyway, Spin. Let's get in.
Yes.
Why don't we get into the topic? Unless you want to continue with the news, or do you want to wait for Orlati and we'll continue to stall?
Well, he did say he would be here probably between 8:30 to 9. So
you want to wait
we
for
could hold off and. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm interrupting you, but do you want to wait for him before we start the main topic, or you want to just get into it and then he'll just join?
We'll start the main topic at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
For 9 o'clock Eastern time.
All right.
So 15 minutes we will speak on who are the Transformers pulling the strings behind the scenes.
All right. Well, we know it's Trax. No, not Trax.
Yes.
Trax is just looking in the mirror behind the scenes. Right, he's having a beauty contest with Sunstreaker. That's all they do.
Yes.
But who's pulling the strings behind the scenes? Shockwave.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Who else?
Yeah. Let's see. Of course, Soundwave.
He's not really behind the scenes though. I mean, he's kind of front and center most of the time.
I somehow think he's both. It's like he's front and center and behind the scenes at the same time. So I think he's one of probably the most untrusted Decepticon within the entire ranks. Whereas like you trust him to be that warrior, but you don't trust him because he knows a lot about everyone.
But he's one of arguably he's Megatron's most loyal warrior.
This is true.
So he's got Megatron's trust. So I don't know what you mean by he's not trusted.
Well, Megatron, but I mean that's one out of the entire fleet.
Arguably, he's second in command. Like Starscream is second in command, but I guess that makes Soundwave. I guess Soundwave is third in command. But maybe, but I think you could make an argument that in their in two different fields, maybe like strategy and intelligence or counterintelligence. That's Soundwave's area of expertise, and then war is Starscream's area of expertise, aerial warfare. Although he was a scientist, but in the Decepticons, he is front and center whenever they go to battle. So you could make the argument that both Starscream and Soundwave are equally ranked. They're equally ranked commanders or lieutenants to Megatron. But the reason why Starscream is depicted as a second in command is one, because he's mouthy, but two, because he may be second in command when it comes to the battlefield.
Right.
Whereas, but Soundwave is equally second in command when it comes to other things, strategy, counterintelligence, etc.
Well, see, now I would take that argument and throw Shockwave into that equation.
Yeah, sure.
Because Shockwave, depending which version we're speaking on, in the comic book, Shockwave could basically take out all three of them.
He did.
He did, but whereas in the cartoon, he's not. They don't depict him as having that ability. Like he almost has it. Whereas in the comic book, like they show that he has that ability.
So, would you say, in your imagination, forgetting for the moment like what's true, quote unquote, based on other fiction or whatever,
right?
But in your mind or in your imagination, would you rank those three guys as all? Like they all have if we're talking about like military rank, like they all have the same military rank, Soundwave, Shockwave, Starscream, and then Megatron is on above them, or would you say that one of them is higher ranked than the other?
I would say they're actually, in a sense, if I were ranking them, I would put Megatron on the top.
No, obviously Megatron's top. I'm talking about Shockwave, Soundwave, and
Starscream.
Yeah.
Shockwave.
Most people would say Starscream is ranked higher than the other two guys because Starscream is spoken about as second in command. But you can give arguments to say that, yeah, he's second in command default in various situations. Doesn't mean he's higher ranked.
I would say Shockwave's higher ranked than Starscream.
Okay. And then Soundwave you put on equal footing, or would you say he's not as high ranked?
Actually, Shockwave would be higher ranked than Soundwave and Starscream.
Sorry, I meant now Soundwave versus Starscream.
Soundwave versus Starscream, Soundwave.
You think he's higher ranked than Starscream?
I believe so.
That's weird because Starscream, just like I just said, Starscream is generally thought about, depicted as second in command.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it'd be cool to check the tech specs on those three and then see how their ranking is. Actually, on the tech specs. Because Starscream was only we looked at his tech spec last week, right? His rank was only 7.
That's true. And actually going through, there was
Megatron has to be a 10. So there's definitely some Decepticons that are higher ranked than Starscream.
Well, between the Seekers, and I think it depends on which website that you guys were looking at the tech specs. The original 3 Seekers on the other website that I go for tech specs mentions that there was an incorrect issue between Starscream, Skywarp, and Thundercracker, whereas some of the toys had either incorrect or mixed up tech specs. Whereas in a sense, what we saw for Starscream, his ranks were actually higher than what they should be.
They were higher or they were lower?
Higher. Or actually, no. What we saw on the screen was low. They're supposed to be higher.
Yeah, because when we looked at it, it showed that his rank was 7.
Mm-hmm.
And that did seem a little strange. And also, remember, we determined that Skywarp was actually the strongest,
right,
of the 3 of them. So maybe that's what you're referring to. Like maybe those numbers got mixed up or something.
Which
I'd be interested in the details.
And another thing, which I think we'll leave for another stream, is going through some of the characters where I came across either a target master. The website lists their original specs, and then list their specs when they become a target master. And in most cases, the specs went down. And I think because of whoever they teamed up with.
That's hilarious, right?
It is.
Because the fiction is like they're supposed to get better, and then like they get worse.
They got worse.
That's hilarious. So Primetime answered my question. He says he got burnout. He also got burnout. He said his favorite of the week is Blur, and he's not a fan of the Amazon Records Impactor. So yeah, I think I have I got the Impactor that I have is the one that came in the double set with the Clear Mirage. So I think that is like, so I think maybe the Amazon Records Impactor, that might be the third recolor of that, or the third variant of that same character.
Okay.
And it is even just the same character, not even different, not like different characters repainted, but actually they've released now that Impactor 3 times, I think.
You know, not like Devastator, which I think he's on his like 30th release now. I think I read somewhere.
We're talking about the exact same figure being re-released, just with slightly different deco.
Mm-hmm.
That's different than over, like you're talking about 20 Devastators, but you're talking about over 40 years, right? Versus I'm talking about this one figure over the last 2 years.
Okay.
But why are you hating on Devastator? The last week you're like, oh no, not another Devastator. Like we need, for a masterpiece scale,
Mm-hmm.
it is actually time for another Devastator. Now, yeah, like, and I was saying, before I was like, well, we need all the other G1 combiners in masterpiece scale first. But now that we are finally getting Defensor, he was the last one that we didn't have. But once that's out, then of course there's Abominus and Computron, but
And Piranacon.
and Piranacon, yeah. But those guys are like, less important than the 5 originals, right? And what I mentioned, we talked about last week, is that the only really good, like the definitive masterpiece scale Devastator, is the one by Toy World, and it does have a lot of issues. So we could get a new masterpiece Devastator. That wouldn't be like that wouldn't be a waste. That wouldn't be like, come on, we already have enough versions of this. Now, if you're talking about a chug scale, yeah, there's enough chug scale Devastators.
Right.
And the Combiner Wars Devastator they made, that was good enough. You don't need to replace that.
Well, I know it was in one of the Facebook chats that a bunch of us are in that they mentioned, like, this other Devastator coming out. So I didn't dig in to see which version or which company it is. I was just surprised of hearing of another one.
Like, I mean, it is true. The earlier stage of third party, when third party figures were just starting to come out in the early mid 2000 teens, there was an excessive amount of Devastators. Third-party Devastators. So there was like a Devastator war, and a lot of different companies made Devastator, and they weren't, going on to the other combiners. So it was a good point back then. But now that we finally have the other guys out,
right?
You could argue. I would be sympathetic. Like, you might say, okay, well, if there's a Toy World Devastator, you're saying it's not perfect, but it exists. Versus there is no Piranacon, in masterpiece scale, which is debatable. I think there is a Piranacon by, I think it's Generation Toy.
Okay.
Is it GT? No, it's TFC. I think TFC made it, and they're probably the worst. Combiner companies, they're still making their most recent project, which is not complete, is they are doing Abominus, and it's the second third party Abominus, and I'm excited about Abominus, but the figures that they're making, the Abominus characters that they're making, look exactly the same as the quality and style and scale, which is still like a chug scale as opposed to a masterpiece scale.
Okay.
It looks exactly the same as the other combiners that they were releasing in 2015. Like it's they haven't kept up with the times. And I think with them, it's like the idea is they're like dialing out all the combiners and they're making them all match the exact same aesthetic and size.
Right.
That makes sense from their own brand label perspective, but it just is not up to par with the other stuff that's out there.
That's disappointing. It's in a sense, like, it's a complete waste where, by the time they get the finished version out to retail, like, people are already turned off by it.
I mean, that's what I think. Like, I don't know who's buying it, but I mean, they're making it, so some people must be buying it. But I don't know.
The mad collectors.
I mean, different strokes, right? Everybody has their taste, and if somebody's enjoying it, then I'm happy for them because, like, I like Abominus too. So, like, I would like to be able to get excited about those characters. So, if somebody else gets excited about it, good for them.
Yeah.
But I need it to be, I need it to be big, like this. So I need it to look like that.
Yes, exactly. I mean, imagine Hungard like the size of that Motormaster.
Yeah, that'd be dope. That's what you need.
All right. Well, we've hit the 9 o'clock hour, or 8 p.m. for you. So I think we should go through the Transformers that I found were listed as intelligent, and of what I took notes of, it's anyone whose intelligence on the tech specs was 8 and higher.
Okay. Where did you get this information?
You know what? I got it.
Or did you find it on a website?
It is a website. Let me see if I can pull it up so that we can have it as reference when we're speaking about a character.
All right, I'm going to randomly try to name some of the characters who are going to be on it. So Grapple, we know, is on it. I wonder if Skids is on there, given that he's the theoretician. So they should make him. I don't know what his tech spec says.
Yep, Grapple is one of them. Skids is one of them.
Okay. Obviously, Wheeljack has to be on there.
Yep, he's on there.
Ratchet, I would guess.
Yep.
Obviously, Prime.
Prime.
Obviously, Prime and Megatron.
Yes.
Now, Starscream doesn't make the cut from what we saw from the tech specs that we looked at. I think that his intelligence was 7, if I'm recalling correctly.
Finding the correct version, his intelligence is 9.
Okay. So I wonder if that was the mix-up with Skywarp.
Yeah, possibly.
We can investigate that. Excuse me.
Let's see. Let me pull it up on the screen. Oh, and just before we pull it up on the screen, we have Mr. Magnus.
Evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. How you doing, Mr. Magnus?
Not too bad. Been a decent week.
How did your operation go?
It was a bitch. They had to split the tooth down the middle both ways and pull it in 4 sections. And then coming through the side of my jaw to get the root that was broke off out. So I ended up with 9 stitches.
Sounds brutal.
It was not a good day. But today was a really good day.
Yes.
Found all the Velocitrons today.
All of them, including
Yeah.
Cosmos.
Do what?
Including Cosmos. You got Cosmos.
I got 2 Cosmos and 2
Only
2
2.
Cosmos
6 Cosmos, because there's a lot of
and
people.
2 clamp, 2 Cosmos and 2 clamp downs.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll get. Yeah, give me a second here. I'll get them set up and I'll show y'all.
Okay. Yeah, the Cosmos is the talked about figure of the week.
Oh yeah, everybody's trying to find them. What was crazy was we have 2 Walmarts in Owensboro, and I went to the one and they were stocking the shelf, and I just kind of looked over. The first thing I saw was Scourge, and then there's Cosmos and Clamp Down in the back. So I grabbed one of each. Okay, and the lady come over with another box, and I was like, "Ooh!" I said, "Can I look in that?" And so I grabbed the Cosmos and the Clamp Down out of that one, and then we have a page right now. It's called "Till All Have One" instead of "Till All Are One."
Oh, okay.
And it's once everybody gets the ones that they want, like I want 2. But I will continue to look for them, and as we find them, we're going to post on the page, "Hey, I found an extra one, and we're selling them for MSRP plus shipping to the other members of Transformers Liberated."
Nice. Okay,
Nice.
so Prime Time on YouTube was just telling us before you came on that he picked up that he got most of the Velocitron stuff. It looks like he was saying Legacy, but I think it's the Velocitron stuff that he's listing.
Right, the Velocitron 500 collection.
Well, he was giving us a broader spectrum of things. But the point is, he said he couldn't find Cosmos, and then he just commented right now after he heard you had 2, and he's like, "What do you want for a Cosmos?" But you answered you preempted the whole question. Prime Time. All you got to do is you got to join Transformers Liberated, which is a Facebook group. Is that right?
Yes, it's a Facebook group, and it's the best non-scalper group that I've been in.
Right.
Our admins, they will allow scalpers to make their posts just so that we can rip them apart. And we do. Well, we climb on him like a fat kid in a cake factory, boy. I mean, we chew them up.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna join Transformers Liberated, and I'm gonna start trolling. I'm just gonna start posting shit for like ridiculous prices.
Well, you will get banned. You will get banned, but you'll be allowed to stay on there as long as people are chewing you.
That would be the point. Is I'll be there as a target. Like, why ban you? And I'm like, you guys are unhappy about that price? Yeah, but I have this reflector for $200. Come on,
if it's obviously a joke, yeah, and some of the admins will do that. They'll put stuff on there like, "Don't try and lowball me. I know what I got here." Yeah.
The guys on there, I haven't been on there yet, but I can tell from the way you talked about it that everybody's got a good sense of humor. Right, they're not.
Yeah, but most of the guys at Liberated are really straightforward. They're a good group. It's one of my favorite ones to be on. Next to Children of the Primus, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Are you also in Cybertron Cafe and?
I am a member of Cybertron Cafe. I don't go on there very often because it's, I don't know, it doesn't have as much stuff going through it.
Yeah, it used to be. At one point it was the biggest one.
Liberated has like 27 to 30 posts a day in the for sale or trade.
Yeah. So I think that's the one that's popping now, and I think they go through their cycles. You know, like they're popular for maybe a couple of years, and then even though there's thousands of people in the group, it's like there's 2 posts a week. You know, so I haven't been on Cybertron Cafe, or what's the one that you used to be on often? Spin, was it TF Talk?
I'm actually in a handful of them, but it's like I just kind of bounce around between them, either commenting on things here or there, or sharing stuff, or just picking up on what's what's the fun topic for the day or for the week.
Well, what's your favorite page that you're on? I got 2 questions for you. What's your favorite one right now?
Children of Primus.
Obviously not counting Children of Primus.
I won't be listening. I'm gonna set these up real quick.
Okay. Have you noticed like a change over time? Like, did you used to be in one group and notice like there was a lot of posts, and then there stopped being a lot of posts in that group, so you switched your emphasis to another one? Or have you not noticed that? Are you just like in the same 4 pages and you just flip back and forth all the time?
Actually, I think it's more the latter, because I believe I'm actually within like 15 pages or more than that, or maybe even about 20, because there's a lot of pages that I share. But earlier on, when it was like maybe 4 or 5, I did see that happening with a few groups that were popular, and it slowly started going down, and people started leaving, going into other groups. The main reason why I saw that within at least 2 or 3 groups, which either have like no members, if they even exist anymore, was a lot of the issues were from the admin side. Because you get to the point where it's like, you've got members arguing with each other over like certain topics and debates, but then it started escalating where the admins were arguing with the members, then admins were arguing with admins and blocking other admins, to the point like it just became silly. Everyone just left the group.
That's funny. I'm just taking a look now. I haven't. I used to be. I was never in a lot of them. I was in like 4 or 5 of them. But it was something I was doing like when I first started collecting Masterpiece, I got into that, and I was on those Facebook pages a lot. But I haven't been on it like, I don't know if I've been on it this year. And like my sense is that it kind of died down, but maybe it's just that the groups that I was in, that's the ones that became inactive, and then I just never, hopped into one of the more active ones. So I'm going to go to Transformers Liberated right now, because Bill's been talking about it, since he's been on the show, and I haven't joined it yet. So I'm gonna try to join it right now.
All right. So this is.
All right, let's get a full screen of that. Oh, I could see some people right now. They would be like throwing their couches at the screen, looking at the cosmos that you have there.
Nice. So is that it's like the Scourge is there. Oh, the Hauler. I like that Hauler.
Yeah, Road Hauler. I actually got 2 Road Haulers now.
Cool.
Override, Blur, Diaclone Burnout, G2 Universe Road Rocket, 2 Diaclone Clampdowns, 2 Autobot Cosmoses, and the Universe Scourge.
Nice.
All right, so I'm on Transformers Liberated. I click join, and as Bill, you warned me before, I forgot about it, but now I'm having to deal with it. I got to answer 3 questions.
Yeah.
And it's mandatory. Why do you want to join Transformers Liberated? Can I say 2 troll motherfuckers? Probably not. Because TF cafe has gotten boring.
You're hearing it live, people.
Very
We've said TF Cafe is boring, and we're having a live sign up to Transformers Liberated.
Exactly. So you guys all know this might be how not to get accepted. What is your main goal if you get approved? Buy, sell, discuss. Like, you see, the thing is, I can't answer questions not sarcastically. It's not in my DNA for me to just. I just want to talk. Like, I have to say a smart ass thing. Right? What is your main goal if you get approved? I don't know. What did you say, Bill? What was your
expand my knowledge and collection?
See, he took it so serious. Like, he did it like it's an actual job application. Like, that's a good answer.
Yeah, that's similar to the answers when I was joining the groups. And I'm like, I'm a fan, a 40-year fan. I'd like to post and share stuff and to be a part of the conversation.
Yeah, because you guys are both Ultra Magnus type dudes. Like, you're just gonna give a straight, true answer. I can't do that. I have to.
Well, you have to take it in a sense of like, you're going to work in the bank or the corporation. You show up to the interview in the suit and tie. Once you're in the bank, that's when the chaos begins. The comments just go all over the place.
Right.
I can do the third question. Third question is easy because it is A or B. Autobot or Decepticon?
Quintesson.
Okay, that's over. Right? That's good. Thank you for it. See, it's good when you have your friends and call a friend.
Yeah.
Now, if I can figure out how to spell Quintesson,
Now, it's unfortunate that Mike hasn't jumped in as yet because I do have a question that I know both of you guys would kind of jump on. Ooh,
I'm fixing to open this one. The box is damaged already, so this is where it's opened. Since the box is already damaged, we're going to open him like this. that just made half the people I know Koreans right there like, what? No.
Yeah, a few just fell out their chair looking at that.
All right, so what I did for my main goal is liberate the minds of fellow Transformers collectors. Yeah, that's honest, and it's still a bit of a smart ass comment. So I'm going to submit. All right, admins have received your answers. Popped up too quick, I assume it says, and they'll let me know. So you've seen it. First time ever, Children of Primus live sign up to Transformers Liberated. So I've set the example, and now all you thousands of viewers after you are signed up to Children of Primus, we invite you to go join Transformers Liberated, where you can hang out with Bill. You could try to get a Cosmos from him or whatever else. But even if it's not one of Bill's, he already mentioned there is a specific. Is it a specific post for Cosmos?
It's just somebody made a post, and we're all kind of following it. It was recent. It was put up yesterday, and he said, Hasbro said one per case. We say till all have one. That's how he ended the post.
Yeah, that was clever. I like that.
And so a lot of us have agreed that if we get extras or we see extra, we're going to go ahead and buy them. And then we're going to post them on here, MSRP plus shipping plus fees. So he's going to run about $42 from me.
Because that's how much it costs for you to ship them?
Yeah. It usually costs me about $12 to ship from where I'm at. That's coast to coast because I'm right in the middle.
Got it.
I thought it was like $4 or $5 to ship a Transformer.
Oh no! Well, I ship 3-day priority.
Yeah, it's cool. But also, like, when the numbers I'm giving, like I was selling a a fair bit years ago, and then I kind of just kept buying stuff and I stopped selling. Prime Time's asking what's the group. So it's on Facebook and it's called Transformers Liberated. And Prime Time, you just click join. You have to answer those 3 questions, and don't copy my answers. Come up with your own. It's okay, Prime Time. You can copy my answers. They were good.
So Road Hauler's got some heft.
Yeah. I mean, he's just the same as Grapple, right?
Yeah, Grapple and Inferno.
Yeah. I mean, I like,
but he's in Devastator green.
I love the originals. I have the green version of the MMC third party of that character, and I've got the Grapple and the Inferno of the in the Generations line. So I don't have the hauler yet, but I think he looks great. I think I will get him. Often I don't like to get all the different colors, but that mold, I think I've always liked it since I was a kid. I had Grapple. I didn't have Inferno, but I had Grapple as a kid. I really loved that figure. And I've got a couple different masterpiece versions. So, yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, Grapple and Inferno always had a nice mold to them, and one of the very few characters that were cartoon accurate. Yeah. From the toy.
And like even though really the body is, I don't know why it feels like they're more articulated, because a lot of the G1 car bots, like the body doesn't really move. The legs and the torso don't move. You just have articulation on the arms.
Right.
And those guys were like that, but for some reason they felt more articulated. Maybe just because they're larger and they did have good arm articulation, but it felt more like an action figure than most of the car bots.
I would agree with that. And I think just probably because of the style of their arms being a bit bulkier, whereas say some of the car bots just kind of had like little arms that kind of gives it that more articulation feel to it.
Because there isn't more articulation than on the smaller cars. You nailed it. It's just that they got these little, dumpy, these little, whatever, T-Rex arms.
Yeah.
Like Hound was the worst for that.
Yes.
But well, maybe not the worst. Maybe of course, Ironhide and Ratchet are the worst. But even if you talk about like the Datsun brothers, right? Like they have the fully articulated arms, but they're small, just like you said. So having the bigger arms, and they did, and I think maybe they do have more range of motion. I'm not sure about this. Do they have more range of motion than Optimus Prime's arms?
For Inferno and Grapple?
Yeah.
Let's see. I believe so. Actually, I can. Do I have one of them with me?
Prime has a bicep swivel. I'm not sure if those guys had bicep swivels. Hauler's looking good there. He's got the hollow.
Hauler's screaming.
Oh yeah,
he is.
It's kind of weird that they gave him that face.
I like it.
Do you like it?
Yeah. And I'm sorry, the WFC, I love the fact that we have ankles.
Yeah.
You can actually position these guys to where they're stable in a stance.
Once you start getting used to ankle rockers on your figures, like any figure that doesn't have ankle rockers just feels like trash to me now.
Yeah.
Right. But no, I like him. He's got some hollow behind, but not overly much. I mean, if you look at the back of his legs.
No, legs look okay. I don't like the forearms. Like the forearms, is where it's glaring.
Right. Well, no, his fist has to flip into there.
Yeah, but they always could put a cover on it if they decided to.
Was it like if you do this one and you leave the fist in it?
Yeah, that looks better actually.
So okay, here we go. I know how to do this. I know how we can handle this. We put the gun on the shoulder like that. Flip that around. And we just make him a freaking claw bot.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. They didn't make those articulated. Whatever, $20, $30 figure. Ah. So Jenna on YouTube says he's cute, Bill, but is he smart? We're discussing intelligence, and I think we looked at Haller's tech specs last week, and I think the answer is no, he's not that smart.
No, he's not.
It's like, okay, he's kind of like he's got the endurance, he's strong, but if you want the smart one, you got to go with grapple.
Right. I think that, once again, here we have another race. Now we have this design. This is another race in my world.
Oh yeah.
This was Haller was the jock.
Yeah, makes sense.
Haller was the jock. He's strong. He's just not that bright. He's a lineman like me. I was the rare lineman. 11th in my class and all-state football. Yeah.
11th in the class, but also 11 out of 10 when it comes to endurance.
That's right. But then you got Grapple. He was your class president. He was the smart one.
I don't
and, then, and then Inferno was the popular kid.
I don't know if Grapple was popular. He was smart, but I think maybe Inferno might be.
Actually, I did say class president. I didn't mean class president. I meant class valedictorian.
Okay, there you go.
He was the valedictorian. Inferno was the class president. He was the popular kid.
And what about Artfire?
Actually, I don't know much about Artfire. I don't have that one. I missed it.
Kicked out of school.
He was the one that was kicked out of school. He's the thug.
Yes. He went to the other school.
He never showed up. He played hooky. That's why we never seen him. He just had hang out in Japan.
Let me see if I can get this on the.
There we go. Original.
There we go.
Grapple.
Yeah, it was an old busted up one, but yeah, if we. So we got his arms over there.
That's what he's got a butterfly joint. He's got a butterfly joint on the shoulders. That's what it makes it. That's what he has that Prime doesn't have. Now Prime has the bicep swivel, whereas he doesn't. But that's what it really is. That ability to bring the arms forward like that really does give you more playability. But of course, nothing compared to the modern articulation. Now, I still feel like though there's something about the mold and the aesthetic, the aesthetic quality of that G1. I think is made to look more real world than the present mold. Right. So if you look at the one Bill has right there, I think it's of course, hands down, there's no question that the articulation is superior, and that's exactly the articulation that we wanted back in the 80s. But I think that in terms of the maturity of the design, I think if you look at the face, if you can show that face sculpt spin up close, you look at that face sculpt and then look at the one that Bill has. There's a big difference there. The one is a lot more cartoonish. You got some weird thing going on with the.
Oh, that's because I got the screen in the background.
Yeah, but do you they were going for sort of this real world robot look as opposed to the cartoonish look.
Actually, let me see if I can. No, that doesn't help. Okay, but I see what you mean though. I was going to say vehicle mode wise,
definitely
in terms of realistic.
That's G1, right? And they've given that up in the contemporary mainline. So there are still some things that in my opinion are better about our original G1 toys, and that's why it's great to have both.
That's right.
Bill, did you have Grapple or Inferno when you were a kid?
Yes, they're in the G1 cabinet over here.
And who did you like better between the two? Grapple or Inferno. I think most people pick Inferno. Personally, I like Grapple better.
Well, you got to remember, I grew up in a construction family, so grapple.
Okay, good. Yeah. So it looks like we're Team Grapple right here. I mean, Spin. You have to ask Spin. He's holding up Grapple.
Only because I don't have my Inferno with me. I'm actually Team Inferno. I had Inferno first.
All right. Well, two against one, we still win.
Yeah.
I can't see what my screen's showing, so. Where's the damn remote at? Turn the damn lights on.
Bill actually has a good reason for why he picks Grapple over Inferno, whereas my reason that I pick Grapple is actually the same reason that you pick Inferno. It's just that's the one I had, so that's the one I liked.
Mm-hmm.
What was the Transformer in the 80s that you never got that you really wanted as a kid? What's the one that eluded you?
Oh God, Red Alert.
Okay. For me, it was combined Devastator. I had Hook and Scavenger. I think I always got those. I got them all.
Was it? Like I said, come from a construction family. My dad brought him home to me.
Yeah,
and
nice.
he was like, "This is those things that you like, and these are actual construction toys." So,
did you get them? Did you get the box set or did you get them individually?
No, it was a big box set that he found in Chicago while he was working away from home.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Now, have you seen, Bill? Have you seen the New Age box set of the Legend Scale Devastator?
Is that the one that looks like Tonka trucks?
No, it's it looks just like Devastator. So New Age, New Age does Legend Scale figures.
Oh, okay.
And so they've already released their Devastator, but they released them one piece at a time. So now on pre-order on Show Z, they're actually re-releasing it as a box set, and the box design is pretty much identical. It's it's an homage to the original G1 box, and it looks beautiful. And I didn't really need that Devastator. I already have Legend Scale Devastator and a bunch of other ones, but I might get it just because it's in that same box from the 80s.
Right.
And I love that. I don't know if you saw, like I have a G1 collection. I've showed you guys in the past. I have my G1s that are out the box, but then I also have not a complete collection, but a bunch of them that are in box. And so, Devastator is a great one to have in box. And then the other G1 in box that I really want to get is Shockwave, because I think his box looks awesome. I got the Jetfire. That's my favorite one of all the I think of the 1980s box Transformers, probably the best looking one objectively is Jetfire.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
It's big. You can see it. It's just like you see that in the store. You're like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's too bad they don't do that with the Masterpiece. Like if they were doing, if the Masterpiece Jetfire that they're coming out with now, if they put it in that box, imagine how many more they would sell.
Yeah, it's like they don't really focus on on kind of like on the ideas that we would have in terms of like how to package things.
I don't know. Like I feel like they would. I mean, it would cost more to package it that way because it's all just in enclosed boxes. But if they did that, I'm sure it's a $300 figure, right? Like I think they would increase their sales by at least 20-25%. I think.
Well, I mean, it's funny because then I could counter argue that. It's like it would cost more to package, but they did this packaging, and Jetfire probably cost like $25 back in like '85, and so it's like now you have a $300 character. They can easily afford to do that packaging.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Certainly with the $300 one, right? Like with these $20 figures and $30 figures, maybe not. But but yeah, exactly. Like I think it's just an oversight on their part. It's something that third parties are doing. That Takara's like and Hasbro,
they're behind.
they're behind. Like they finally figured it out. They started releasing them because remember the Encore series that you and I collected back in the early 2000s when they re-released the G1 figures. They were in cool packaging. They had nice packaging with the flip open box.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the G1 packaging. And then when they did these, now they've done finally, 15 years later, they're re-releasing them again. They have the Walmart re-releases. There you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's probably the best. That's the best looking box that there is. And the Constructicon set, even though it's 6 figures, it's about the same size box.
It's close, yeah.
So yeah, that looks great. Look at the artwork. It's so awesome. So like, imagine if they were Bill. Imagine if they were doing the. Did you order the masterpiece?
Yeah, but I haven't got it yet.
Well, it's not out yet. It's just on pre-order. Right. But imagine if they put it in that box.
Oh, I would love it.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Like, why aren't they doing that? Like, they finally figured it out. The Walmart re-releases that they're doing of G1 characters, they're now putting them in the G1 boxes because they get that that's what we want to collect. So why don't they like figure it out? Like, do the same thing for Masterpiece.
I think they need to consult us.
Well, that's not for free.
No.
Not to sponsor Children of Primus.
So actually, we're kind of backtracking, and I know we jumped off of the main topic, but from when we mentioned the Transformers Liberated group and how they tear apart the scalpers, I was going to say, are the store employees the new scalpers in the industry?
Well, see,
and
go ahead.
Are they able to, and are the employees connecting with the original scalpers, or are they now at the point of like, well, now I have the source of what you're looking for, I can like basically overprice, like I can price you out and just go direct to the and scalp to the people who are looking for it.
Right. What? Now we have where I live at, I'm in an hour's drive from 6 Walmarts. Okay, in Owensboro we have 2. The one that we go to in the mornings on Sunday morning after we go to breakfast to pick up whatever we need for groceries or cats and dogs. Okay. My lady had to use the bathroom. I said, well, I'll be either in toys or I'll be in pets. And that's when I walked back, and there they are. They're right there. And the lady comes walking up with the next box. And I was like, can I look in that box? And she's like, well, you can only buy 2. And I said, I'm only buying 1 of each, but I will buy 2. These ones are in that box too.
You cut out a little bit, so we missed.
And she opened it up, and yep, there was another Cosmos and another clamp down. So, grab those 2. Met up with my lady, and I was like, so we've got to go and check the other Walmart. And because now I've got mine, but I put on Liberated that if I find any more, I'd put some out there. I put
Bill, if you can hear me,
them out there for people to get to.
Bill, can you hear me?
So we go to the second one, and I take a picture of the UBC code. And well, from the UBC codes on there, these are the missing.
Bill, can y'all hear? Bill, can
y'all hear me?
Maybe.
Oh dear. Soundwave got him.
Oh, that's a little better. We can see.
He's coming back to me again.
Yeah. Bill, do you hear us now clearly?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
now we're good. Yeah.
Story.
Hopefully in a couple more weeks, boys, I'll have that internet. It's mounted to the house now. It just hasn't been ran.
Wow.
That'll be nice. It'll get you a good microphone.
So anyway, I go to the other Walmart. I took a picture of Cosmos's UVC code and took it in with me. And there, the shelf, everything's empty. There's no Velostrons, not even the easy ones. And so I grabbed somebody and I said, "Hey, could you scan this code? Because I got a picture on my phone." And she scans it. She goes, "Yes, we have 6 of those here. They're supposed to be on the shelf." And I said, "Well, they're not. You know, I didn't ask somebody in toys. I asked somebody else."
Yeah, okay.
And so we walk over to toys and I'm like, "Look here, they're not there." So she gets the manager of toys and she comes walking up to me and she's all big-eyed. And she's like, "No, these are a pretty hot item right now. And, you know, people are stealing them left and right."
So therefore, you're going to keep them in the back?
No,
Protect them from the
she said they're not. Everything that they have has been put out. The reason why it says that there's still 6 in the store is because
they were stolen.
they were stolen. And I said, "So all of them were stolen?" I said, "Because you got none. So if you had 6 of this one,
yeah,
that means that you have 24 of all the others. Because it's 4-1.
Oh, so when they said there's 1 per pack, the other ones there, so 1 per case. There's one
per case. And the way that the case works is the case has got actually 2 boxes in it. Okay, because I watched the lady open it today.
All right.
And when she opens up the box, there's either a Cosmos or a clamp down in that box.
Okay.
And then there's 2 of all the other ones.
Okay. So
and then the other half of that case will have either Cosmos or clamp down and 2 of the others. So there's 4 of everyone else to 1 clamp down.
You mean Cosmos?
Either or, they're both 1 per case.
Oh,
Clamp down and Cosmos are both 1.
But and all the other characters are 4 per case.
4.
Wow. So I knew all this time when people were saying that they're packing only 1 Cosmos per case, I didn't realize that I thought people were saying because he's a popular figure, they should have more Cosmoses than the other characters. I did not realize that they were saying that there should just be an equal number of Cosmoses with the other characters.
No,
so they have
25% less.
Weird.
I mean, 25. There's 25% of them are Cosmos.
What do you think their theory was in doing this? Calvin on Facebook says Hasbro is at fault here. Bill, what is your theory as to, obviously they made this decision for some reason, whether obviously we disagree with it, but what do you think their rationale was?
My personal thing is, why the fuck did they do it with Cosmos? What they've done is they've taken a character that would normally be a shelf warmer.
Restatement.
They have taken a character that would normally be a shelf warmer and made him the search bot.
Yeah, because back in '85, Cosmos, Sea Spray, and there was 1 or 2 others. You go in the store and they're just a ton of them. Nobody wanted those characters.
Right.
Trash. The absolute worst mini bot ever was Wheelie.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Cosmos was cute. Cosmos didn't suck, but he wasn't.
What's unfortunate? Cosmos, his bio.
No, he sucked. Actually, the head wouldn't stay up. No, he sucked.
Yeah, his bio was actually pretty comedic. The cartoon didn't play justice to his character, but I mean the fact that they've made Cosmos such an exclusive character, it's insane.
Well, I agree with Calvin. That was our fault.
Oh,
Bill,
definitely. I don't know why they do that to any of them. What they're doing is they're causing a scalp run.
Yes, that's exactly what they're doing.
Why not just print the same amount of everything, make sure everybody gets one? Because you're making it to where a scalper can make that time.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And we can say Well, then don't buy it from a scalper as much as we want, but there will be people out there who are going to buy it because they can't wait.
Well, I just go without because I got my masterpiece. I got my masterpiece Cosmos, so I'm good. I don't have to have the generations. And of course I have my good old G one, for better or for worse.
Mhm.
All right, so shall we get into the?
I did get the new Nicey.
Oh, awesome!
It's the one with RC's face.
Yeah, that's the it's a KO.
Yep.
And they're on sale right now on Show Z. There's two new ones that are coming out. So there's the Elita one, and then there's like the black version. I don't know which. It's just like like a ninja version.
Mocha.
I don't know if it's a Mocha. No, it's different than the Mocha. So the Mocha, I think, is from the actual, like the big Firebird company, the original.
Yes.
Company. And then they also did the Mocha one. And now there's this other one from from the knockoff company, the CDL. So what you just showed is the CDL. So the CDL is either a knockoff of Big Firebird or they've just changed their name and they're releasing it now under CDL. But you have the original Nicey, if I'm not mistaken, right? That's it right there, right?
Yeah.
That's Nicey and Mocha.
Okay, nice. So I'd like to know how that new RC that you got there compares to the original, like, because I know the paint to me doesn't look as nice, like but that might just be their choice, like they've done duller colors. But
let's open her up and find out.
Yeah, I want to know, like, does it feel as good quality as Nicey? Because I want to order those. Definitely the Elita one. I think I'm going to go for. And then if you say that they're really good, maybe I'll get her too. I'll spin one out there to play with his RC.
I'm going to say no. She's about half the weight of Nicey.
Ah, that sucks. Yes, it really is a chaos. In the negative sense. So the plastic is lighter. I mean, there's no die cast in Nicey, is there? There's just good thick plastic.
Yeah, there's quite a bit actually.
Oh, there is. Okay, so that's the difference. Well, man, I'm kicking myself for not originally getting it because Nicey was only $85 when she first came out, and then it went up to like $120, and it sold out. And do you find the paint like not as impressive as well? Because Nicey had all that shiny paint, and this RC has got sort of the kind of matte color pink.
Yeah.
But I'm saying everything from pictures. I don't have it in hand. In hand is really the arbiter.
Tell you what, she's a lot tighter than my Nicey was.
No comment.
Getting this hip joint to turn is a motherfucker on this one. Shut up. I realized what I said after I said it.
I mean, Oladi's not here, so there's no point in making these kind of jokes. The primary audience for the dirty jokes is not here. So what's the point? So let's get into the topic.
Yes, I was just thinking that. It's already 9:47, so I think we'll spend about an hour, maybe a bit less. So I went through to the Tech Specs website, searched through all the characters, Autobots and Decepticons where their intelligence were 8 and higher, and wrote all of them down. Made a quick note of each one, including their function. First one on the list is Beachcomber.
Okay.
Beachcomber, geologist with intelligence of 9.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know he had a 9. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. And the next one.
Another reason to like.
Sorry?
No, just another reason to like Beachcomber. Are you not hearing me all of a sudden? Did I go?
My computer slowed down for a second. Yeah.
I said another reason to like Beachcomber aside, and that's in addition to the fact that if you get the X Transbots third-party masterpiece scale version, he actually comes with the birds. It's my favorite. One of my favorite accessories of any Transformer is that he actually comes with the little birds to put on his shoulder. It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Tiny little birds. Yeah.
I was going to say that X Transbot, or who made the version of Blitzwing that came with the football?
That's KFC. Same company.
Okay.
Yeah. KFC. And KFC is probably the best company overall for accessories.
Interesting.
Yeah, hands down they are. So with their Perceptor, their latest Perceptor that they came out with, they came with the minifigures.
Okay.
Of, that Perceptor shrunk for that episode that we talked about for Minibots.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? So it comes with like a mini Optimus and a Bumblebee and Brawn. And then the other cool thing that they have is with their Trailbreaker. There was one episode where Spike and his dad, Spike and Sparkplug, are camping.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the whole camping set that came with Trailbreaker.
Nice.
So, like, some people think that stuff is corny, but like I definitely think that's added value because, like, you know, like with all these toys, you just get a gun and you get another gun and then another gun. It's like, I got a lot of these guns. I don't need any more guns. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You have some birds. You have some camping gear. You have, like, you know, what Takara did with Hot Rod was gave him the fishing rod from.
Okay.
So that's in the same vein, but that's not really as good as a football, right? Like,
right.
He's doing it better, right? Or the birds for the pacifist, right? This is the point for Beachcomber. For people who don't know, the reason why I came with birds is because for the Golden Lagoon episode, it's his pacifist. He doesn't like all the war and stuff like that, and so he finds a nice nature preserve, and then the Autobots and Decepticons come and destroy the whole thing.
Yep.
And at the end, it's one of the darker endings of a Transformer episode, right?
It is. Oh, it fully is.
It's like the Autobots come, and at the end of the episode is like, yeah, we defeated the Decepticons, and it's just like all the animals are dead, and like the forest is burning, know, and they're like, hooray! And Beachcomber is just like sitting in the corner, like, oh no, guys, this
really at what cost?
Yeah,
like we won.
That's well done. I mean, a lot of cartoons in general, but including those Transformers cartoons, were not very subtle with any of their messaging, and that wasn't, like it's not subtle, but it's not like overt, right? It was like, it wasn't explicitly stated. You had to watch it and observe that and have that thought yourself as a kid, right?
Yes.
So that might be one of the more intelligent narratives that we got in the G1 series. Speaking about intelligence, right, is Beachcomber's feature episode.
Mm-hmm.
Is that his name, Beachcomber?
Yeah.
The only reason I'm asking is because all of a sudden I'm like, that's the same name as that show, Beachcomber. Like, I never really put that together in my head.
Wow. Yes, the old Canadian TV show.
Yeah, Bill wouldn't know about that. Okay, who's next on the list?
Brainstorm, biomechanical engineer at number 8.
Oh, I didn't know he was a biomechanical engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this one does also come with the real boobs you can put on her.
And Nicey did not.
Oh no, Nicey does too.
Okay.
Yeah, she has real silicone boobs if that's what you're into.
Yeah.
That's
So
what on Liberated we always say that Nicey is the breast RC. She's not the best, she's the breast RC.
It's funny that you mentioned that right when we're talking about Brainstorm being a bioengineer.
Wow.
Yeah, he's the one that made them.
Transformer with real breasts. Invented by Brainstorm, clearly.
You heard it here, children of Primus.
I mean, clearly, they came up with that in one hell of a brainstorming session.
Boo.
You know what we need to make? We need to make a Transformer with real boobs. Like those guys must have been high.
As must have been many TV shows and cartoon concepts from the 60s and 70s.
Fair. None more so than Spider-Man. Remember the Amazing Spider-Man? Dun, 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 dun.
Mm-hmm.
If not, he got radioactive snot. Like if you watch that show, and you remember how bad the animation was, it was like just cut out of him like writing like this.
Oh, a lot of the cartoons back then had bad animation. Or I mean, that was the best at that time.
No, it wasn't the best at that time. It was crappy even for the time. But it was crappy even for the time unless you were on LSD.
Did you say unless you were on LSD?
Yeah. Yeah, but not that I was on LSD when I was 8. But
just say no to drugs, kids. Don't pay attention to D on Primus.
Like, if you go back and you watch that cartoon and you're like, why is this so shitty? But then if you look at it from a psychedelic perspective and you look at the backgrounds, like it's all very abstract. The music was really good. Like it's jazzy. It was fun.
The music was great.
But even the narratives, like a monster would get him and then he spirals down into some like weird galaxy. It's all psychedelic. Like those guys were all high when they made those cartoons.
Funny enough, speaking of music, and it's surprising that it's one of those things that existed for 40 years and it's only now people are kind of like connecting it together. In one of the Facebook groups, someone shared a YouTube video of a composer who was breaking down the Transformers theme music.
I saw that.
And
and get it.
Now, do you remember when we were trying to sample it, and I was saying there's something wrong with the timing? He broke down he was analyzing it, and it's like, how is it the song starts off this way, and then it automatically just jumps into a different timing? A lot of the comments...
You know what he didn't get? So what the guy didn't get about the whole thing is that they weren't using a click track. They were like, this was the actual musicians playing the thing. That's why the timing doesn't line up.
Well, no, it's not that, because I mean, as a musician, we naturally have timing where we can stay in time with everything. The problem was the editing of TV shows and movies back then, where the editor wouldn't stay in time of whatever anything is. Sorry?
No, you're saying like when they did the television, so like probably when they recorded the song, when the musicians recorded the song, maybe the timing was fine.
Yeah.
And when they did the editing for the show, the editor actually looped the beat.
Oh, they just cut it. So it's like if it's 4/4 time, but
they restarted it though, and then the timing was off, right?
Yeah, they restarted it, but the timing's off on how they restarted it.
In other words, they looped it improperly.
That's correct.
Yeah, but I remember that because I remember like because you made the loop yourself, like you made an instrumental of it, and I'm like, dude, it's off time, and you're like, no, that's just how it is, and I'm like, it can't be, and then I went and listened to it, and I'm like, yeah, it's off in the cartoon, like this is dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 like what is going on?
Yeah, especially the outro, like the one guy in the video, like he's just almost like flabbergasted in terms of like it goes at a certain time, and then once they say like Decepticons or something else, like the bass line changes, this and that changes. It's like it's just pure chaos, and it's like in the video he's describing it as chaos. And we're like, yes, we figured that out like 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Certain parts of the theme song has parts of chaos in it.
Yeah. But you know, I don't. I'm not sure. My one critique of the video is I like how he broke it down. I like I like music theory and all that kind of stuff, obviously. But I don't think that and I could be wrong. Maybe in the end he says something like this, but I don't think he appreciated the quirkiness of it. Like there's something cool about the fact that it's like so different. And it's not just that the loop is off, right? So the loop is off at the end, as you mentioned, the outro. But he's actually talking about the theme song, like the way it's sang, and how like at the end of a particular bar, the timing changes and then gets back onto regular timing.
Yeah.
And like for whatever reason that it was done, it's cool. And it doesn't interfere with the ability to appreciate the song. Like people sing the song, people like the song, people know the song, even though it has this strange timing, right? And so, like, that's a difficult thing to do. Like, most of the time when people try to do a song with unusual timing, it's like cool as a novelty, but it's not cool as a song that anybody wants to listen to, And so to subtly work something like that into a song, I think the guy, when he was doing his video, he wasn't appreciating how unique that is and how difficult that is to do.
Well, I fully agree with it.
His intelligence is at most a 7. This guy. I don't think he would actually make the list.
He wouldn't make the list.
Which it's interesting that no Transformers are musicians. We got Blaster, who maybe he's a DJ at most, right? He's like a radio DJ, right? Is the personality. Same with Jazz. It's kind of like maybe like the radio jock kind of personality. But correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe in comic books or whatever, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's playing an electric guitar somewhere.
Yeah, probably in the later iterations of the series, they probably have musicians, but not anything listed within G1 that I recall.
Okay, so here's a question to you guys. Blaster and Jazz excluded. They're two like easy suspects. Which G1 Transformers are the most likely to actually be in a band?
To be in a band?
Yeah.
Thundercracker.
Thundercracker. There you go. Good answer. Thundercracker.
Rumble and Ravage. Sorry, Rumble and Frenzy.
Rumble and Frenzy. Okay, what kind of music are Rumble and Frenzy doing?
Rock.
Thundercracker's doing death metal, I assume.
Yes.
Is that what you would say?
Well, if you go with IDW, it'd be classical.
Oh, right. Oh, is he actually a composer in IDW?
Yeah, he's a writer.
Nice.
A writer or like a writer. Bill,
he's like a film writer.
Yeah, he's a screenwriter. Yeah. So, but why do you say classical music?
Just from the mentality from what I've read about him.
Okay.
I don't see him as a thrasher.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay. So, but Rumble and Frenzy, what kind of, it's punk rock?
Yeah, rock, punk.
Like like in a mosh pit, right? Like you see those guys.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
you can definitely see them thrashing.
All right. Okay, who else is in the band? I think Sunstreaker. Sunstreaker is like in a glam rock band. He's like
Wow.
He's the front man.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a front man. He's a pretty boy singer, right? He's Vince Neil or Axl Rose or whatever.
Warpath and Power Glide.
Oh yes, yeah. Okay, and what do each one of them play? Warpath on the drums.
Warpath on the drums, yes, and Power Glide on the guitar.
Yeah. Zowie!
Yeah.
Beachcomber definitely. I don't know if he's in a band, but he definitely can play.
He's a groupie.
It's a creepy.
I was gonna put him on the pianos.
Oh, okay. We disagree. We have a split decision on Beachcomber. I think it's obvious. Like he's wearing his Birkenstocks when he's playing his guitar and singing folk songs. Right? He's a hippie.
I was gonna say David Rovics.
Yeah. Hey, they're wrong.
Yeah, him and Beachcomber, like they work hand in hand.
All right. So all right. Who's a rapper?
Let's see, taking out jazz. Who would be the rapper?
Have a rapper.
Wheelie?
Oh gosh.
Really already talks some rhymes.
That's true.
Wreckgar.
Wreckgar. There you go. That's more respectable.
Wreckgar would be like a RZA.
Dana, be stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he's Rizzo or if he's Old Dirty Bastard.
I think he'd be more.
He might be more Old Dirty Bastard.
Funny, I would put him more RZA. Just I mean, he already talks complicated.
Yeah, okay. That's true. Right, Talk TV.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
that's a good answer. Springer might be able to rap.
I see him more rock.
Yeah, I mean that is more the personality, right? He's based off Han Solo.
Or he's a rap rock fusion.
Yeah, he's a rock guy who can rap. Right, but he has a good voice. He's got confidence. Like he could carry off. He could rap. I mean, Wheelie rhymes, but like, come on, we're going like boom him off the stage. It's
No,
nice.
Magnus would be the one that would. I see him as either between a Chuck D or a Professor Griff, and it's like you wouldn't expect it of him, but because he's like clear cut.
He's more like Harry Allen.
Wow.
Don't believe the hype. Come on, man. Just come on the track. Come and say something on the track. Don't believe the hype.
Magnus doesn't have time for it right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I bet if we think about this more, we'll come up with something. I mean, Power Glide will definitely rap. I don't know if he's a rapper, but he'll do a rap.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So back to the list.
Trailbreaker is like a soul
Bass player.
Bass
Nice.
Trailbreaker's the bass player.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. That works. Okay, back to intelligence. So what was next on the list?
Chrome Dome and computer programmer at number 9.
You know what's funny? He's a programmer. That's cool. Yeah, in the cartoon for Headmasters, like he didn't have any of that personality at all. Like Brainstorm wasn't particularly smart. Chrome Dome wasn't particularly smart. They were all just hot-headed. Like
No, because
had to keep in line.
Yeah, the 3 episodes of Rebirth was done so bad that even the writers complained on how bad it was, and that's why I always say
I'm not talking about Rebirth. Rebirth is just the three episodes, and like there's all those 80 characters introduced as we discussed. I'm talking about the Headmaster series. Headmaster series is 4 seasons long.
Oh, right.
They fail to develop any unique characters whatsoever.
In 4 seasons?
Yeah, it's weird.
Wow.
The whole thing, and they're almost indistinguishable in terms of their personalities. Those 4.
Well, I'm trying to remember because for the Japanese series are there?
They have the same names. I mean, the guy's name is Chrome Dome. He should be smart. The other guy's name is Hardhead. He's supposed to be hot-headed, but they're all just hot-headed. They all like.
Well, But do they have their own, like, do the robots have their own sentient thoughts? Or are they following the humans like they did with Power Master Optimus, where basically the robot is an empty shell. The person controlling it is the being.
In the Japanese headmasters, their heads are not the Nebulons. They are. The heads are actually the sentient beings, but they are sentient Cybertronians. So they are like Chrome Dome and all the other guys.
Okay.
Is it right? No morning. But anyway, they're robots. They're transformers, and then the bodies are like mechs. Like essentially it'd be like Ultra Magnus putting on his armor.
Right.
So
okay.
Head is the robot, but they're not like humans in there. But like, is this totally wrong? Because like, yeah, no, I'm just mixing it up because I'm mixing up the images from Rebirth in my mind too. Because Spike becomes the head of
RC.
Cerebros. Spike becomes the head of Cerebros.
Yes.
Of Fort Max. That's in Rebirth. That's in the English version, but that is not the case in Headmasters in Japan. Spike is in the series, but he's not a Transformer.
Okay. Because in Japan, do they have Galen?
D, I have to apologize to you.
Okay.
I was mistaken about Nicey.
Okay.
I was thinking of Azalea. Azalea is like 90% metal.
Azalea's got, yeah.
Azalea is solid.
And,
these two are identical.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Looks pretty good. So you got that shiny paint. To be honest, if just looking at your camera view from here, the RC actually looks better. The RC, those colors pop better. But in person,
I think so.
I think that the Nicey, you tell me in person, which one looks nicer?
Personally, I like the hot pink that's on the RC one, the new one.
Okay, wow. Okay, so there you go. That's why you can't judge it just by looking at the pictures online, because you can get it in hand and then find that out. So I'm definitely going to order that, and I'm going to get the Alita one as well.
Oh, I haven't seen the Alita one.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
Oh, maybe you didn't hear me. I was telling you that one and then another black one are both were just released on.
Oh yeah, because I thought you were talking about Muka when you said the black one.
No, I'm not. It's a different one than that. And then there's an Alita one, right? So there's RC, Alita one, and then 2 different black ones.
Do you know who's carrying it?
Shozi.
Is it Shozi? Okay, I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, and they're only $80. They're on sale right now for $80.
Oh well, I might have to check them out soon.
I think they'll sell out because Nicey sold out, Mocha sold out, so I think that these other ones are going to sell out too. Anyway, Spin wants to get through this list, so let's do it.
All right, let's see. So the next one, after Chrome Dome, Computron is a warrior.
Now he should have 10.
He is a 10.
Okay, good.
Yeah. After that, we have First Aid, who's a doctor at number 9. Fort Maximus, headmaster leader at number 10.
Fort Max, I think he's one of the guys who has like 10 across the board.
Yes, yeah, it was only his skill and endurance that were slightly lower, but everything else is 10.
Okay. That makes sense. Takes a lot of energy. All right, next.
Grapple number 8 as an architect. And Groove is a scout, number 9 for his intelligence.
Oh, that's one I didn't know about.
Yeah, I didn't expect that one either.
We'll have to look at his tech spec and read about it.
Wait, did I already miss? If we're already down that low, is not Perceptor somewhere up in there?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yep, he's down. Yeah, it's all alphabetical order.
Oh, okay. I thought it was numerical. I was going, damn.
Oh. Let's see. So Grotesque was, I believe, a monster bot. He's a military strategist at number 10.
Military strategist. 10. Grotesque is a 10.
Grotesque is a 10.
That's now that is a guy who you wouldn't guess how smart he was by looking at his alt mode.
Exactly.
A lot of alt modes, you can look at them and say, that's a smart looking car.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But you look at Grotesque, you're not like, I bet that's a really smart monster. Or I bet he's a really smart giant mutant toad.
Mm-hmm. Don't judge the book.
Exactly. Didn't you learn anything from Quasimodo?
Yep.
He's not a 10. Quasimodo's not a 10.
Hot Rod. The next one is Hot Rod, the Cavalier, who's at number 10. His numbers drop when he becomes a target master.
He gets dumber. But does his firepower go up?
I didn't look in. I didn't compare what the drops were, but it's like it's obvious when you look at the two. It's like the stats are just completely different.
They just weren't paying attention, right? They're just like, oh, we're just making stuff up.
Yep.
No, you already made a tech spec for this guy. Like, you don't have to change it. Just increase the firepower. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so anyway, he's got a 10.
Yep.
So, but I wouldn't. So, Rodimus Prime also must have a 10. It'd be really funny if he went down. Like he's got a 10.
No. Well, Rodimus has a 10.
Okay. Okay, so continue.
Okay, so after Hot Rod is Hound. He's a scout number 8.
Okay.
Too bad Anthony wasn't here. Hubcap. Communications 9.
Smart guy. But do you know what Hubcap's firepower is?
No, I don't recall his firepower, but I know his intelligence is 9 because he's a con artist.
Bill, take it. Yeah. Basically, what we established is that he's like the Autobot Swindle. So, Bill, take a guess what Hubcap's firepower is.
Hubcap's firepower.
I can look that up right now.
Don't look it up. I'm going to tell you.
I'm going to say 5 or 6. Midline.
It's a little bit lower.
Lower than 5 or 6?
Yeah. He's a hubcap. He's like Bumblebee. He's not going to have a lot of firepower. We were doing tech specs last week, and it was the first time I remember seeing anybody with a score of 1 on anything. His firepower is 1. Like,
it is 1.
Like he has a bullet and he'll throw it at you.
No shit.
That's his firepower. And Hauler, I believe Hauler is the guy who has a vibrator as a gun. One of them has a vibro gun.
It's one of those streams.
It's like what did Grapple have? Grapple had like a high temperature arc welder,
Mhm.
and then Inferno had, I can't remember what, like some kind of regular gun.
Yes.
And then Holler has a vibro gun. What is that? It vibrates his enemies. Shake you up a little bit. How's that feel?
I will vibrate you to pieces.
Oh, you fucked me up. Do it again.
Oh
All
dear.
Right.
All right. So
Who's
now
next?
we Huffer, construction engineer at number 8.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Mm.
I was surprised about that one.
And of course,
Also, he
Jazz.
was a construction engineer. That's cool. So he can hang out.
Oh, for sure.
He can hang out with Grapple,
Yes.
or he could defect to the Decepticons with the Constructicons,
Mm-hmm.
which basically is what Grapple did. So same thing.
Exactly.
All right, move on.
Jazz, special operations agent 9.
Oh, I would have guessed 8. Okay, cool.
Mm.
Special ops.
Special ops.
So what is that? CIA?
That could be.
So maybe So he's intelligence. Maybe that's why he was Prime's number 2, because he was spying on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And here, the whole time we thought he was cool. You got a whole banner of the guy behind you. Little did you know he was a cop. No better than Prowl. Maybe worse because he's acting all cool. All right,
Next, Jetfire, Air Guardian 10.
Yeah. Is Jetfire one of the guys who's like Jetfire is like 10s and 9s across the board?
I think so.
They wanted to sell that toy. They knew it was. They knew it was a big ticket item. They're give them all this.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Next one, Lightspeed, one of the Technobots, data processor number 8.
I can see that. I can see any of the Technobots being up there.
You say that again?
I said I can see any of the Technobots being an 8 or higher.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? Computron is a 10. Like the rest of them, they can't. A bunch of dumb guys, and they form the smart guy.
But funny enough, it's a bunch of them are dumb, and they form a smart guy.
Oh, well, you know what? Maybe it makes sense because the Constructicons are smart, and then Devastator's dumb.
Yeah, Devastator and Superion have some of the lowest intelligence, so they're not even on the list.
So maybe that works with the Target Master thing too, right? You get a partner, you get dumber, right? You combine with another robot, and then you have like cognitive dissonance, right? You have
Minister, yeah.
different thoughts pulling you in different directions, and then you can't think straight, and then you're just like,
That's it. So let's see. Next, let's see. Metroplex Battle Station 8.
Maybe that's why you were 11th in class. Maybe it's just because it's not that you weren't the smartest. It's that you're a combination of way too many smart people. and that would explain why you weigh as much as several people. And lift as much as several people. He's a combiner. We figured it out. Bill is a combiner.
He is.
He's always been combined. That's why people don't get him.
That's right.
You know, he's on the Predican side. You know, it's more of the flawless combination.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just more than they can understand. So they don't. They're just like, I don't get it. What is this guy on? He's a combiner. He's 6 guys. You got to give him 6 meals.
Yeah. Let's see. So the next one is Mirage, the spy at number 9.
Looks like Bill was about to say something. Oh, we lost him.
Oh dear.
He's like, you found me out. I'm devastator. I'm not out to practice. I've been outed.
Oh dear. I mean, I think Bill's battery has probably run the course for the evening.
Oh yeah, that's what sucks about being on the phone. That happened to me a couple times while I was on my phone on the streets. Well, Bill, if we don't get you back, it was good having you on the show today. Hopefully.
Always.
Yeah, and I don't expect him to come back because it's late now. Damn signal. Oh, it's okay. The signal died off. Well, as we say, must be Soundwave that got him.
Yeah.
Soundwave's like, pull the plug. Devastator's getting discovered. Pull the plug.
Yeah.
So, what was the last one you just said?
Metroplex and Battle Station 8.
I'm here, but not live. Yeah. Well, that's cool, Bill. Like, you can, often I hang out in the sidelines and just throw in comments. It's always fun, to have you participate in any way, in any capacity. We'll just we'll look out for your comments because sometimes I watch live streams and the stream goes by so fast with all the questions, like certain people's questions don't get answered. But if you have a question, make sure out of the thousands of people who are like making comments that Bill doesn't get left out.
This is correct. Leave no one behind.
Yeah. No man, exactly. No Magnus left behind. Bill says, always glad to be here. Okay, are we going to run through this list, high speed?
Yes. So after Mirage, Optimus Prime, Commander at 10.
What is Mirage's function?
Spy.
Okay, yeah. So covert ops. And does he have 9, did you say?
He's at 9.
Yeah, okay. All right. Prime is 10.
Prime is 10.
All right. Next.
Perceptor, who's a scientist, he's also at 10.
Okay.
And Prowl, military strategist, number 9.
Yeah. We do that about Prowl. Prowl's
Yeah.
no. So Jazz and Prowl is both at 9.
Mm-hmm. Which I can see why there's always been that debate on in terms of who's second in command of the Autobots.
Yeah, and Ironhide I don't think is going to get a 9. Maybe I don't know if he's on the list at all. But
Ironhide is not on the list.
Ironhide, I wonder. I don't think he's done. I think he probably's got a 7.
Maybe.
Okay.
So after that, Punch, a double agent, he's at 9.
Okay, so here's all the so like the cops, right? So you got Prowl, you got Cat, now I found out, and you got Mirage, and you got now Punch, right? Double agent, and Mirage also, some people say, was a double agent, and Hubcap is a swindler, so he as well be a double agent. And he's so probably hangs out with Soundwave.
Mm-hmm. So all these double agents, actually, it's funny. Let me see. There's another one he could have kind of classified as a double agent. But after Punch is Ratchet, who's a medic for number, and he's only at 8.
Huh. Okay.
And Repugnus was a counterintelligence, number 9.
Another cop. Counterintelligence
Mm-hmm.
along with Jazz. So Repugnus and who was the other monster bot you mentioned?
What was his name again?
Grotesque.
Grotesque. Yes.
Both of them are monster bots, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, now I'm going to guess that the third monster bot is also smart. Maybe all the monster bots are smart. Maybe this is the point of don't judge a book by the cover.
Well, the third one didn't make the list.
Who is the third one?
I don't recall.
Bill on Facebook reminds me that the other Facebook. Bill, do you remember who the third one is? So it's Grotesque, Repugnus, and maybe Two-Face or something like that. He's the one. I think he's like a double-headed dragon, right? Just like not just like, but similar to Hungar. I think monster bot, if I'm not mistaken. So, but you're sure he's not on the list?
Yeah, not on the list.
All right. Well, that would make sense because he's the good-looking monster bot, right? So it's the two ugly monster bots that are smart. The good-looking one is dumb because, like, why does he have to be smart? So, he hangs out with these two ugly guys. Of course, he's going to get some fembots.
Yep.
The question is, are they the ones with real breasts or not? But it doesn't matter as long as you know Brainstorm. Be like, yo, can you hook up my fembot with some of your bioengineering skills?
Yep. There we go. Double Cross. That's the other monster bot.
Facebook says Double Cross. Yeah, so he's.
Double Cross is not on the list in terms of intelligence.
So I wonder if he's also like a wheeler and dealer. But if so, that would be like our other wheeler and dealers are smart. Hubcap and Swindle.
Yeah, all the wheeler dealers are smart. So so he's that can't be him.
Well, whatever. Maybe he's got a 7 and he's swindling everybody else who's 6 and under. He's just not swindling.
Making everyone believe he has a 7 when he's actually 10.
Could be that. Yeah, it could be that he forged his specs to come off.
So you're saying he swindled Alpha Trion, or Vector Sigma?
What about Vector Sigma?
That he swindled Vector Sigma in terms of forging his specs.
Is Vector Sigma the author of the specs?
Wait, sorry?
Is Vector Sigma the author of the specs?
No. Well, I mean, he's before Cybertron he was.
Yeah, so he knows who swindled. He knows if it's good or bad. He knows if it's your dad. Soljana says, well, this all seems to prove that IQ scores do not what?
Dun.
They do not. It all seems to prove that IQ scores definitely do not.
There we go. There's the rest of it.
It's do not prove what they claim. Necessarily translate into practical smarts. Well, I mean, that's definitely Soljana, to your point. That's definitely what we're debating about double cross. But for most of these other guys, the tech specs do seem to line up with the fictional depictions, right? Like the swindling guys do have high tech specs, and then the counterintelligence guys, you're going to expect them to be pretty smart. So they did sort of line this up, and then in most cases the depictions in fiction line up with these tech specs, although there are instances where they don't match up at all. All right. How many more we got?
Let's see, the book smarts versus the street smarts. For the Autobots, there's about another 15 left.
So do you want to keep going, or should we do a part 2 of this?
Well, you know what? How about we finish the Autobots, and then we'll make a part 2
Sounds good.
of the Decepticons.
Bill on that sounds good. Bill on Facebook says that he's out. He will see us next week. Till all have one.
To all have one.
There we go.
We will see you again next week, Bill. Thank you for jumping in as usual.
Thank you. And shout out to everybody who's joined us tonight's Snowjana, Prime Time,
Calvin.
Oscar, Calvin, yep.
Yeah.
And all the millions of other people, too many.
Yes.
We just named the important ones. Okay.
Everyone's important.
But not everyone exists.
That's a whole time-space continuum debate in itself.
Yeah. No, the thing is, people this is one thing that people misunderstand about the multiverse and about the many world theories of quantum physics. People think that means everything exists. Anything you can imagine, it exists somewhere in the universe, but that's not true. It's only if it complies with the wave function, and therefore people who do not exist do not exist.
It just sounds funny.
Yeah, so that's why I can talk shit about our millions of fans without, and they don't care.
No.
And it's true that everybody matters, but it's not true that everyone exists. Did you want to finish these Autobots? I'm clearly the smartest Autobot.
Yeah, let's finish the Autobots. So let's see. We have
quantum physicist. That's what I want to know. So let me say this back. So I didn't know this. The things that I'm learning today are the headmasters. So Chrome Dome is a computer programmer. Storm. I'm getting a kick out of the bioengineering. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That makes sense for the headmasters.
Yes.
Okay, so next.
So let's see. So after actually there's one. No, did Repugnus. Rewind was an archivist, number 9.
Archivist. Oh, that makes sense. Rewind. He's a cassette, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably not in a band.
No, he's a manager.
Yes, exactly. Okay, next.
Let's see. Rodimus, Protector, number 10.
Protector.
Yeah, it's an interesting title. Not commander or leader. Protector.
Yeah. Father figure. Why didn't they just write father figure? Protector. Patriarch.
Midlife crisis.
Patronizing asshole.
Oh dear. Sandstorm, reconnaissance, number 9.
It's reconnaissance.
Yes, reconnaissance.
It's past everybody's bedtime. Who is that? Who does
Sandstorm.
Okay, all right. Oh, people talk shit about Sandstorm. Apparently, he's real smart. What does he have? He's 9.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know.
Recon, and that makes sense with his alt modes, right? He's got the chopper, and then he's got the dune buggy, right?
I think between all the Autobot triple changes, I've always liked Sandstorm over Springer.
Yeah, me too. I don't know why people so hate on Sandstorm so much.
Yeah, Broadside, I mean, he's okay. Just they've never really portrayed him properly.
But Broadside, that toy is trash. Like that's one of the worst looking G1 Autobots, I think.
No, it was worse than that. Is what's his name? The 6-shot, the Autobot version of 6-shot.
Okay, is he worse though? Like he's bad, but Broadside is literally a brick. Like literally, is just you just stand up the aircraft carrier. That's the robot.
Yeah,
Which Orlati, which G1 figure looks worse, Broadside or the Autobot triple change, 6 changes? Which I don't remember the name.
Quick switch.
Quick switch.
Broadside.
Yeah, Broadside is the worst. Like the only Transformer that looks arguably worse than him is Wheelie.
Poor Wheelie.
Wheelie might be the worst.
There was quite a few of them out there back in the 80s that were pretty bad.
No, but we're talking about like real low tier here. Like I don't think there's many that are as bad as those two. Like look, compared to Wheelie, like Ironhide looked like an awesome toy.
Sure,
Ironhide is a great. I mean, given that both of them have their heads in their chest.
well, hold on. The originals didn't even have heads in their chest,
Which is better.
right? So what you did was that you transform what's called Ironhide or Ratchet, and you put them in front of another transformer, so it looks like a gun, like a machine gun or something like that.
Yeah.
Until you bought the clip-on head afterwards.
Yeah. But that's what the original design was. It's like a mech suit.
Yeah.
Right? In Diaclone or whatever, they're mech suits, right? It's like the little guy sits in that seat.
Well, first of all, I just wanted to apologize for being late because a lot of stuff has been happening, and if you look at my name there, Too Much Traffic Con. That's my new handle right now.
Okay. Well, we're glad that you made it. We were about to sign off, but now I guess we'll keep a little more steam. We're going through the list of Autobots that have an intelligence of 8 or more on their tech specs.
Right. Any surprise ones?
Yeah. There have been some that I didn't know. So I wasn't expecting to see Huffer, who's 8, and apparently he's a construction engineer.
Mm-hmm.
The headmasters I didn't know. I've already done a review of them. I've repeated it a couple times. Well,
yeah.
There are no viewers anyway. They don't exist. There's millions of viewers watching us right now.
Afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. They exist in the future. Oh, there you go.
Exactly. So those people in the future, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and notification.
I'm not going to repeat the headmasters, but I learned about the headmasters. 2 of the headmasters, Brainstorm, Chrome Dome, what they do. Were any of them a surprise to you, Spin?
Yeah. I mean, a handful of them were a surprise. I mean, especially the monster bots.
Oh yeah, right. Oh, there you go. Grotesque and Repugnance.
Mm-hmm.
Both had 9s.
Really?
Yeah.
Grotesque has a 10.
Oh wow.
Grotesque has 10. Yeah. So there's the don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a mutant cybernetic toad. Just because somebody's a mutant cybernetic toad and is repugnant doesn't mean they can't hold a very pleasant conversation.
It's not easy being repugnant.
No. Yeah. Or as Soljana pointed out earlier, just goes to show you that IQ scores do not. This is a direct quote.
Necessarily translate into practical smarts.
That came later. I like the first one was more like a riddle.
Yeah.
It was more like, is she like testing our IQ, or did she just forget to complete the sentence? One or the other.
It's perfect for this episode.
All right, let's continue with the list.
Well, I was going to say for Mike and for others that are joining in before we sign off, a quick rundown of who we've done so far in terms of Autobots is Beachcomber at 9, Brainstorm at 8, Chrome Dome at 9, Computron at 10, First Aid at 9, Fort Max at 10, Grapple at 8, Groove at 9, Grotesque at 10, Hot Rod at 10, Hound at 8, Hubcap at 9, Huffer at 8, Jazz is 9, Jetfire is 10, Lightspeed is 8, Metroplex is 8, Raj is 9, Optimus is 10, Perceptor is a 10, Prowl is 9, Punch is 9, Ratchet is 8, Repugnance is 9, Rewind is 9, and I think and we did Rodimus at 10 and Sandstorm at 9.
I'm surprised about Ratchet being 8.
I was surprised about that too.
Yeah, we discussed
And
that.
Metroplex being a 10. Like, I'm surprised he's on that list. I thought he'd probably get lower than an 8 because he's a city robot. You know what I mean?
No, he's a city. See, he's not a city robot. He's a city.
Okay, he's a city that happens to turn into a robot.
Yeah, but the city is very smart, you see, because he's a whole city.
Yeah, I have lots of conversation with the walls in the corners of my building when I'm at work. Like, I'm just smashing my head sometimes, and I'm like saying, why? Why do I work with these people sometimes, right? And that wall tells me, Mike, I hear you. I feel you, Mike. Never mind, I hear you. I feel you, Mike.
But you have to say it in a lower, slower Metroplex type voice when it responds to you.
Right. That I could understand, but I'm surprised Metroplex again. The Crotax. Who else? Who's the other guy?
Groove.
Groove
was a surprise.
Yeah, Groove was a surprise too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because we didn't know. Right? Not that we thought he was dumb, but he just like I guess we don't know enough about him in any of the fiction, you know, for him to stand out.
This is true.
Intelligent. Okay, so let's complete the list.
Yeah. Next one, Sea Spray Naval Defense 8.
Okay, I thought it'd probably be like a 9 if he's a naval defense.
Don't judge a book by a cover,
or not,
or by his voice.
Okay,
that is correct.
He's pretty gnarly, Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Spin does a better Sea Spray.
Yes. I think one episode I'll just talk Sea Spray.
Yeah. Put on the Sea Spray. You know, avatar.
Yeah.
All right.
No spice, but go ahead.
Silverbolt, the Aerobot leader at 8.
Only 8. I thought maybe he would be at 9.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's only 8.
Yeah. Hotspot is the smartest one. We did that comparison.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The smartest of the leaders of the combiners.
Right.
Go on.
So Skids, the theoretician, 9.
We talked enough about Skids. Let's keep going.
Yeah. I'm tired of Skids. There's an episode about that too, eh?
There is.
Yeah, we've done it.
Yeah, here's another surprising one. Skydive, air warfare strategist, 10. Strategist.
Who's Skydive? Like he's an aerobot?
He's an aerobot.
No. Oh, he's an aerobot? I thought it was Predacon there.
No.
No, Autobot.
But which one? Is that that's the gray one?
I usually don't recall which aerobot is which, but let's I can pull them up.
In this instance, I'm only concerned in this instance. Do you recall?
Let's see. Skydive is.
I'm gonna say he's the gray one.
I only remember 2 of them, to be honest with you. Slingshot
and Silverbolt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Slingshot was
he's
right?
Well,
he's the great
on Facebook says, "Good evening to you guys. I love that." I totally agree with her.
Thank you.
And I
rejoice.
I rejoice at the fact that I love that.
Okay, awkward moment, but go ahead, Michael.
I'm just thinking of earlier when he signed up at Transformers Liberated. It's like, he's not able to answer questions directly. It has to be sarcastic.
It's a rule.
It's a rule.
Only answer questions sarcastically. Because it goes to prove that IQ scores do not tell the whole story.
That's right. Cheers.
That is correct.
All right, next.
So
Don't mind
after
me that I'm
skydive-
eating and eating at the same, drinking and eating. I'm hungry.
Do so.
So,
If you
Now,
drink, don't eat.
Anybody who's watching right now, feel free to indulge. If you want to
comment.
eat, you want to drink, you want to comment, don't do them all at the exact same time. Just alternate. You want to smoke, you want to vibrate. It's all good.
It's been one of those streams.
Positive,
So
positive
next-
vibrations.
yeah.
I think the stream's gonna turn that route. I'll tell you that right now.
Wait, turn. It's already turned.
No.
You know,
It's at the lights right now, waiting for the advanced left-hand turn signal to turn on. And as soon as I've done this, that's when that light's going on.
all right. Red light special all through the night.
Exactly.
Wow. You
Red
see,
alert. Red alert.
it-
Special. I'll give you the red alert special.
Well, in this case, green alert.
oh dear. Red alert didn't make the list. Just so you know,
But wait, red alert didn't make the list.
he didn't make the list. He made it on the hip hop list, but he didn't make it on the most intelligent
I'm like,
Autobot
we didn't
list.
mention red alert. You were saying he was a rapper.
Mhm.
So we got two guys that like are fixing us. Well, not us per se. You know, fixing all these Autobots. One Ratchet and one Red Alert. Not making really like one just made the list and the other one didn't make the list.
Red alert doesn't fix. He's more security.
Red alert. Yeah, he's a medic.
He's a medic, man.
Is he?
Yeah, he's the flashy for what, Lamborghini.
He's the most expensive ambulance ever.
Yeah,
Interesting. He's
He's
listed
Italian.
as a security director.
That don't make sense.
no,
Security director.
he's like an Italian medic there.
Yeah. And his decals state that he's he's under the fire department, which is why he's always teamed up with Inferno.
But it says he's a what?
A security director.
Because it would, you know what? If it said like with Jazz, if it said special operations,
Yeah.
Mhm.
he's undercover as a medical officer. But in all the fiction and everything that I've seen, like he's a medic.
Yeah.
And in his feature episode when he goes nuts, he's a medic. He's repairing guys.
I don't recall that because when he's going nuts, he's basically, I mean, in a sense, like they're all relying on him to to keep the alert on whoever's attacking, and it's like because he's going nuts, he's not alerting everyone that an attack is happening.
So who's first aid again?
First aid's a protect-a-bot, so he's an ambulance. Red alert is the Lamborghini, fire department car.
Are we
Yeah.
confusing? Are we confusing first aid was Red Alert by any chance?
Possibly.
No, we
'Cause
are.
I've always thought Red Alert was like a medic guy.
No, me too. But when I just said his spin, you're right that he hangs out with Inferno,
Mhm.
but that doesn't make
That's
him
hot.
a fire responder. He's just it's still like sort of protect the bot type of functions.
Yeah, because whenever there's a fire, there is a
Cross. He's got a red cross on his shoulders.
yeah.
Inferno. No, he has a fire department logo on it. Like it says fire department on his vehicle.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
Can we pull up an image so we can resolve this
We
debate?
just have to look at his text back, but we don't need the image. We need the text back. That's the authority.
No, because then it'll help us.
If there's no mention of medic, then we were wrong. Why don't you full screen it?
Red Alert. security director.
Jeremy Spin was not lying about that.
No, we're not saying Mike is lying, but we've always just like
Yeah. So I
just like
guess
you do. Yeah.
here's another surprise. Here's something about Transformers we did not know. We both would have got this Transformers Jeopardy question wrong. He does have a 25-mile range rocket launcher.
Ooh.
And the particle beam. I mean, look, firepower.
Is that what she said?
That's what she said. Particle beam accelerator. No, she said it was accelerator. This is the rifle, slightly different. Or maybe she was the accelerator. All right. Prone to rash judgments, which can prone to lead to injury to himself and comrades. Yeah, so they followed that through in the cartoon. Yeah. Nothing escapes his notice.
Yeah, but his intelligent is a 7.
So something's got to escape his notice. Wait a second. He's a Lamborghini with a speed of 3?
Yep.
Well, this guy sucks. Okay,
Well,
never mind. I'm not even. You know what? Imagine if you're a kid, you're in the store, and you're like looking at the tech specs. You're like, which Lamborghini am I gonna buy? Am I gonna
Not
get
that one.
this one or this one? You're like, oh, this one has a speed of 3, and he's a fire truck. That's, I guess, fire truck and security. Not truck. Why am I saying truck? Fire department and security director. I guess security and fire department, like, it's not so far apart.
They probably put a governor on him. That's why.
Like, you need somebody, a governor on him?
Yeah, you know what a governor device is? So it's So it's a device that you put on your vehicle, especially like truckers, so they can't go over a certain speed limit, right?
Okay, yeah.
So it governs their speed.
Yeah. So he's got some speed limiter on him, clearly. And they did that because he's prone to rash judgments.
Exactly.
So he's basically just speeding. They put a limiter on his speed.
I mean, it's funny how we're saying, he's just not the greatest character.
Hold on a second. He's prone to rash judgments, and his motto is caution can never be overused. How does that make any sense?
Well, recall the episode that he was in. They probably wrote that episode based on his bio, where like he's just a crazy character.
Yeah, but how's his motto is like everybody should be cautious, and then he's like rash all the time.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah, well, what happened to the kid there, man?
Yeah. So
That's like a brain teaser.
Ngoom Kelmuth says, "Good evening, guys. I will to see this everyday wow. Spin if you would read off the emoji." I think he's captured the general sentiment of the mass populace when it comes to children of Primus.
He wants to see this every day now. No, he wants to see this every day. Wow.
Probably both.
There you go. I like that. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for your comment. Thank you for joining us. And tell us which legacy figure you're most looking forward to getting one day.
And like and comment and subscribe to our channel, as we have many other videos that you can see every day.
What does he have in the background in his picture there? Are those Transformers?
It almost looks like it.
Yeah. We can't blow it up. That's the problem. Well, if you got a collection... Wait, I said the right thing just about it. Didn't mean literally.
We apologize if we're not pronouncing pronouncing your name correct. But thanks for joining us. He says thanks, guys.
Yeah, and if you get a Transformer collection that you want to share, send it to our Facebook page, and we'll be more than happy to post that there.
There's
So
a
we
ton
like
of
to
sound
put,
bites
yeah, we
for this
love.
stream.
Oh,
Let's run down the list.
yeah. Let's go back. Let's go back to the list. You made it.
Okay, so
You
back.
just made the list.
Yes, so back to the list because I mean we are nearing 11 o'clock, so I too have to head out soon. So we left off on skids, skydive, skylinks, lieutenant commander at number 8.
Only 8.
Only 8.
That's a surprise.
Skyline?
Yep.
Skylinks is only 8. Wow, this just goes to show you that I count worth not.
I thought 2 heads are better than 1.
Exactly. I'm going to just call that a misprint. I'm going to pretend I didn't do that.
Yeah, I agree. I second that.
Mm-hmm.
Got all the noise in the background. Is that you?
Nope. It's the other mic.
Oh.
What are you mics?
We're always mic'd up. What do you want?
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's a 7. That definitely doesn't make the list. Let's move on.
Smokescreen, diversionary tactician 9.
Ooh,
Wow.
didn't know that.
Mm.
Okay.
The funny thing is, on Transformers Prime, Smokescreen is like more like a young guy, like a young Hot Rod,
Yep.
right? So that's pretty amazing.
Goes into being more strategic.
Yeah.
All right.
Springer, air defense 8.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he'd get a 9 at least, because in the comic book, or even in the cartoons, they basically kind of like he becomes like the next leader of the Autobots, right?
Funny, I didn't think he would have had such a high intelligence. Because I guess in other fictions he's more ranked higher. At least how he's depicted in the G1 series, he's just kind of the tough guy of the crew.
Yeah, I mean, no, but he's competent too. Like, I think 8 is okay. 9 definitely wouldn't be in keeping with the fiction. Well, I mean G1 fiction. You're talking about the cartoon. You're talking about the comic, which is different.
All the above, because in the whole canon, basically it leads to him like after. So obviously we know it's Optimus Prime, Hot Rod, then and then it goes back to Optimus Prime, goes back to Hot Rod, and then Hot Rod takes off because he doesn't want to be the leader, and then Springer kind of takes over.
Like, for me, like, I think like you want to reserve 9s and 10s if you're writing this stuff, or I think you want to reserve your 9s and 10s for your characters who like their intellect is like a standout feature. Like, it's a thing that like people can't not recognize that this person is exceptionally intelligent. Versus if you're just like you're a smart guy, like that's a 8. 8 is good. You're a smart dude. You can be the leader. You can be whatever. You're 8. But if you're 9 or 10, it's like okay, that person is like it's an intellect that shines.
Right. Oh, I agree, and I think that's why you and I were surprised right away with Skylinks being an 8.
Right, because in the fictional depiction, he's supposed to be real smart.
Really smart, yeah.
Or at least he thinks he is.
He thinks he is.
Yeah, but no, he like in the fiction, he's arrogant, but arrogant for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, let's go on.
Let's see. Steeljaw and Tracker 8.
Okay. Didn't know that.
Steeljaw?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Wow.
Never underestimate the Lions.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. Streetwise, Interceptor at number 9.
Well, he is streetwise.
That said, round.
That's true.
Streetwise is a protector bot, and he's got
He is a
what?
protective bot.
He's got what's his intelligence?
Sorry?
What's his number?
9.
Just like Prout.
Mm. I mean,
So
they're both the same. I mean, they're both police cars.
It's in the name right there too, Streetwise.
Yeah.
yeah, just like Grotesque and Repugnance.
There you go. Because sometimes Streetwise is, sometimes being Streetwise is actually smarter than someone that's book smart, right?
Hmm.
Occasion. I think maybe I'm gonna venture. I don't know, but I guess a question.
Mhm.
The combined intelligence, if you just add up the numbers of the protector bots versus, I'm not talking about the Gestalt form. I'm not saying Computron versus, Computron smarter. But if you add up the numbers of the protector bots, they're going to be real smart because 3 of them are on the list already so far. I don't know about the other 2. So adding up the intelligence of the, oh wait, no, did Bill already tell us that the who forms Computron? What are they called?
Protective bots.
Yeah.
But
No,
Hotspot's not on the list.
Oh, Hotspot's not on the list. Isn't he an
No.
8 or a 9?
You know what? Let me go back and check.
Hotspot? Is he not the leader?
Yeah,
He is, and I'm
Yeah.
surprised.
And doesn't he mimic himself after Optimus Prime and all that stuff?
Yeah. So my point is, I think the protector bots are collectively maybe one of the smartest teams. And then
Hotspot's 7.
okay, I take it back. So I guess I was just it's his strength. What is his strength? Is it 9?
His strength is 9.
Okay, so that's what was exceptional about him. We were comparing him to the other combiner leaders. But yeah, okay. And Silverbolt was the smart one. Silverbolt had an 8. Okay, and all the rest of them were 7 and 7s and 6s. Is anybody 6? Maybe the others were all 7. All right,
The thing
Slingshot's not a high one.
with Hotspot is his endurance and courage are 9s. So that's because he's the one, like, he'll just keep going.
Right. Would you say, Oladi? I didn't hear you.
No, I was just saying that Slingshot would probably be like a 6 or a 5 around there, right? So I'll bring down the average.
Mm-hmm.
Of the aerial, we're talking about the aerial bots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't guess the aerial bots are particularly smart. I would think the techno bots would be smart,
Mhm.
and now because we just got 2 of the protector bots on this list, apparently Hotspot is not there. That's interesting. He's the leader, but he's not the smart one. But so I was saying I would think the Technobots would be smart, it'd be cool to compare the 2. But then maybe Bill mentioned earlier that actually the Technobots on their tech specs, they're not that intelligent. Ironically.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Like, that's what I guess that's why we love doing these tech specs, because every time we've done this show, it's always a surprise.
I know, I'm shocked. Like I just hope you guys are okay. By the way,
Dave, I'm okay, Dave. I'm just shocked, Dave. That's all.
Yeah, no, Dave's wondering the same thing as me, coincidentally. He says, "Hello, guys. I hope everyone is okay." And yeah, anything can happen on this podcast, so it is something that we do have to hope for, that nobody gets hurt.
Well, I'm okay.
All right. Well, being Canadian and all. David also follows up by saying, "I love you guys." David, we love you too. And clearly, when I said our millions of fans don't exist a few minutes ago, clearly I was wrong, because here they're all showing up this evening.
I love it. I love it. Isn't that awesome?
No, I love it. We love you too, David and Goom, and rejoice. We rejoice at the fact that all of a sudden we have these fans. So,
you know what? I think we should start doing our show late at night then.
well, it's not impossible that these viewers are bots. However, wouldn't it be appropriate if they were?
That would be funny.
maybe we should do the after show before the show, and then the show after the after show.
Now, nobody has done that yet. We do the after party before the party, and that way we can invite everybody at the after party to come to the party. So the party doesn't suck.
See?
Don't you hate it when you go to a party, nobody shows up, then you got to go to the after party to have fun.
I would like to
do the after party first.
Right.
Maybe you don't even need the party after that.
I would like to know what our tech specs will be.
I would definitely. David is the one who really gave me the idea. David Daniel Sam on Facebook. He says he didn't say exactly this idea that we should design tech specs for all the cast members, but he did say love you guys, and so that like really pushed me over the edge because I love you guys, and I definitely think that we should make tech specs of all of us when we get. Here's the point, David. When we get to 100 subscribers on Patreon, we're gonna make
100.
tech
Okay. I thought you were gonna say 100 million.
I do that, but you notice I just paused. I was like, let's make it realistic because I could actually make some tech specs. That's not like promising I'm going to design a figure and sell it.
But look, you see, you stopped and you paused right there. See, so
tech spec
intelligence is much higher now in that particular case. You see. So now we have this recording. You can always go back and challenge anybody and say, "You see what I did in this particular show? That's why I got a 9."
What happened? Where did I lose 1 point?
I think creating tech specs for ourselves is it's going to be a challenge. Because I think some of us are gonna like hit like 8s, 9s, and 10s.
So, yeah, we can't. I mean, if we have, we can hide the 10 because otherwise it's, otherwise we're Skylinksing the whole thing.
Well, you know what? I do agree with what Dee said earlier about having, specific Transformers having like the 9 and 10, like the reserve ones. Because like, if you look at, the Power of the Prime series when you had Megatronus coming in there. And he's just like, he literally ripped apart, Predaking. That makes sense. Right? And the way how he just handled, all the Transformers there because he is a Prime, right? So I would expect something like him to have like a 10 or 11 or a 12 when it comes to intelligence and strikes and so forth.
Right. So Primetime Steven on YouTube, who's been with us all evening, big up to Primetime. He asks about our Patreon. So Spin has just put it there, patreon.childrenofpromise.com.
Yeah.
But if you're asking what Patreon is, it's a platform for YouTube creators and other online creators who produce free content to also have a platform where they can have some exclusive content for their subscribers who want to pay something. So you pay $1 a month or $5 a month or whatever tier that you select, and then you get exclusive content from those creators. So Primetime, you've been watching the show for a little while. I don't know if you've been with us from the beginning. I can't remember. But I've been promising all kinds of wild things that we're going to do when we get to like really high subscriber numbers on Patreon.
Especially when we get to 1 trillion.
Yeah.
1 trillion million.
I'm not saying, but unlike these guys who say like a big number to them may as well be 1 million. Like when I throw out those numbers, like Mike, it's not just this time that I pause. It's every single time when I say a number, like I calculated, I'm like, okay, like 40,000 subscribers. Like, could I do a figure? I'm like, yeah, we would have enough money to contract somebody, we would build a figure. So even though I'm saying crazy numbers before, like I was saying those crazy numbers because I'm like, we could actually do that thing if we had that money.
No, I totally agree.
Here is because we get 100 subscribers, no problem. We'll bang out those tech specs.
No, I totally agree, and I'm glad that you mentioned that as well too, because obviously I mentioned in other shows that we are looking for help and donations and everything, and part of the reason why we are asking for that is we want to be the live streamers of TF cons in a sense, right? So, for example, one of our highest views and videos were actually when we did our TFCon show, and we did that live, and we had over 200 viewers on that, which is great. And speaking to Mike and David and Anthony and D as well too, and we were just basically saying that we want to be at these shows. We want to grab a table. We want to be doing live shows, live streaming there, promoting the shows and talking to people, interacting with them. And so we're going to need some proper equipment to do that, right? So at that show, what we did, it was like we MacGyver the crap out of all that, and it worked. But we had to work for it, right? So if you can help us out a little bit, we can do some proper contacts and we can do a proper shows. What was it? This past week, there was a what's called Vaughn Con was the first ever show that they did here in Vaughn, and it would have been nice it would have been nice that we were there as well and do like a live stream from there. And so that's one of our plans of what we want to do.
Thing?
It was everything. It was all the above, right? And so obviously we're going to be hitting the Transformer tables, but at the same time too, just grabbing random people and talking to them and so forth. So it's kind of like,
speaking of TF cons, if I could just interrupt for 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like you did mention that you're trying to work out getting down to TF Con Chicago for October, and it was announced this week that Peter Cullen will be there.
All right, I got my Megatron for him to sign.
The voice of Optimus Prime. I'll say for the band. Megatron's each year. Well, listen, David Daniel Sam on Facebook says what I know everybody is thinking, which is that you guys gonna have more than 1 million subscribers, and I wholeheartedly agree with David.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the support, my man.
Thank you,
brother. So going back to what I was saying, and then we want to kind of revamp the website as well too, and make it a really one-stop shop, so you don't have to go to all these different websites. You just come to our website, all the news, reviews, what's called videos, whatever, our classified site as well. So if whatever help you guys can do, great, because what we're doing is we're doing everything for free, or we're doing all the stuff out of our own pockets, right? Because we love what we're doing. That's the only reason why we're here. So if you guys can pitch out and help, great. We appreciate it. Thank you. And it will make this show bigger and better for you guys.
Well, I'm sold. Where do I sign up?
There is, if you look at the corner over there, it says sign up for free.
Down at the bottom right there. You got your we got all the
Yeah, so I don't know how these guys do it. You point at the bottom or to the side or to that side.
You're on the bottom right now.
Okay, right there. Hit it, like it, smash it, comment. It helps us. Thank you.
Nailed it.
All right, let's get back to the list.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. We did Steeljaw, Streetwise, Swerve, Metallurgist number 8.
Hold on, what's Swerve?
He is the he's a mini bot, and he's the other version of Gears. So he's the red and white version.
No, I get that. Like, what number is he?
8.
8? Okay.
So he's a metallurgist. So he could he could hang out with Beachcomber, the geologist.
Mm-hmm.
Beachcomber can find the metals and then he can identify them and do some cool stuff. Make some new alloys.
No, I'm surprised didn't make the list was pipes.
Oh yeah, I would have thought he was at least 8.
Well, yeah. So Sea Spray can find it. Swerve can identify it, and Huffer can make it.
What'd you say about Sea Spray? Did you mention Sea Spray?
Yeah, like he can locate it or work with Swerve, and then Huffer can make the metal that they find.
Why Sea Spray though? He's not a scientist.
Because he's in his hovercraft, so he can go on land and on water.
Exactly. Which is where you're going to find all the best rocks.
Exactly.
Or just floating over the water.
No, not floating, like under the water.
You don't go under the water in a hovercraft, bro.
No, but it brings you. But it takes you there.
You have a GI Joe hovercraft. You can set off depth charges.
Well, then you go start your GI Joe channel, then, okay, buddy?
Fine, I will. Fine.
All right.
Next. So there's only 3 left on the list. Ultra Magnus, City Commander number 9.
Okay. Given.
No surprise.
Wheeljack, Mechanical Engineer number 9.
Right. Yeah.
If he was an 8 or a 7, I would have been like, I would have dropped my headphones.
Well, Ratchet is an 8.
No, I'm talking about Wheeljack.
Right.
The guy who created the Dinobot, yes, with Ratchet.
Fixing guys. But Wheeljack is inventing things.
Inventing the guys, put it that way.
Guys, yeah.
Inventing many things that blow up. But he is the inventor.
Yeah, but I mean, he created the Dinobots, right? So.
Yeah.
And then one of his Dinobots created the Technobots. So he's a grandfather.
Which, yes, makes Wheeljack the grandfather.
Yeah, you heard it here on Children of Primus first. Wheeljack is the grandfather. You never knew that.
We should do like a family tree.
Scientist. What is his function?
Sorry, for Wheeljack?
Yeah.
Mechanical engineer.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah. That makes sense.
From
so
where?
You got...
From MTI? Sorry, MIT. Sorry. Did I say MTI? Sorry, MIT.
What is that?
MTI is a computer company.
I know. Hey, I was close. My first time. The second time I got it right.
Good suggestion. Look at this. So Jana says, that was great. Now, what about a rundown of the dumbest guys and their otherwise redeeming characteristics? Grimlock.
Okay,
Right?
wait, that's another show then.
Yeah, that's what she suggested. She just gave it.
Okay, so that's next week's show then.
Well, next week will be the Decepticons. Like we've only done the Autobots in this one.
So then after next week after next, we can do, dumbest Transformers and why we love them.
I think a few are going to surprise us in terms of who hits the dumb list.
Yeah. That would be fun. Like, go down and see who actually has the lowest scores. Like, we didn't even think about checking for that, right?
Well, hold up, but not just only intelligence, but like all the categories.
Sure, we can do that. Because it was surprising, the other week when we saw a 1. So yeah, it would be interesting to see like who's got like exceptionally low things. So yeah, we'll just look for surprising numbers, right? Like it's surprising that Red Alert, who's a Lamborghini, and wait, so it's the fire department, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you figure he's supposed to be first on scene.
He's got to be fast.
Right, yeah.
Slow to a fire.
They're the first ones on the scene.
It's the first responder. It's first responder in a Lamborghini driving really slow.
He was going so fast. You guys ever watch The Boys?
Oh yes.
Okay. The first episode.
You recommend it?
Oh, highly. I highly recommend it. But it's will it
suit my... Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, trust me, it will. So I'm gonna appeal to Spinner right now. Red Alert is like the first episode of A Train. That's why they had to slow him down.
He doesn't get it.
I know. Is he frozen?
No.
No, I'm right here. It makes sense. It fully makes
Okay,
sense.
can you acknowledge it? It makes sense, please.
I am saying it makes sense.
No, you're not saying nothing. You're just like looking at the screen.
He likes to do that. You watch the episode of Mr. Bean where Mr. Bean just freezes every once in a while,
No.
fool his wife, thinking that he lost connection, and Spin just likes to do that to us occasionally.
Unbelievable. My chair is squeaking. Look at the squeaky chair. What the hell?
WD-40.
Yeah.
So
I don't
there's
know.
only one Autobot left on the list for this evening.
Oh, I
Do we
didn't
do
know.
it? Do we do like a drum roll?
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please. And the Autobot is Whirl, Air Assault number 8.
I'm not surprised because he has a head of a shockwave.
So to Bill's theory, that means they are the same race.
Well, funny enough, speaking on race, and I was going to mention it when Bill was on earlier, going through all the tech specs, and my eye noticed that Blur is classified as a race. Let me see if I can quickly go back to find
You
what
guys,
they listed it as.
Is he from like Speed City or something? Race City, whatever it's called.
There we go. He's a close descendant to a thoroughbred cybernetic racehorse.
so that is a different kind of race.
Yeah.
So he's okay. So he's a horse.
That's why his legs are funny. You read that again? You put the text back up.
Let me see. There we go.
Wait, that's Blur. I thought you said Whirl.
No, Blur.
Oh, okay. Well, when I said funny legs, I was thinking about Whirl.
Well, that would have been funnier.
The faster it is, the better I like it. Blur, so what is it?
That's some sexual innuendo there. That's like
Huh.
PG. That's PG-14 there, man. Can we blur that, please? There's kids watching this show.
What are you doing? I don't get what's the joke?
The faster it is, the better I like it.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Cybernetic. Okay. Yeah, he's a close descendant to a thoroughbred, not just any regular cybernetic.
A thoroughbred.
He's close to a thoroughbred, and not like look. It says he's not closely descended from thoroughbred cybernetic race horses. It's a specific racehorse. He's a close descendant of a particular thoroughbred cybernetic racehorse.
I'm surprised nobody said to him, "Why the long face?"
His grandfather is a cybernetic racehorse. That's what it says here.
Oh, Mike, earlier when that I had mentioned to D, because finding all the intelligent transformers, I had to basically go through the entire G1 cast to look at all their tech specs. Target Masters were an interesting discovery, and Blur is one of them. So as we can see here, actually, let me see if I can just open up his other one, because like Blur in the movie sense has one set of numbers.
Hold on, go back to his gun. That's a horse of a gun there, man.
Wow.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
That's what she said.
All right, so he's a target master.
Hmm.
He's a close descendant of a horse. Sorry, a thoroughbred Cervatronian horse. Okay. Is he like one of the original like Maximals then? Is he like the precursors of the Maximals?
That's an interesting storyline.
Because you have to remember the Predacon and Maximals evolved from the Transformers, right?
Yes, exactly. That's a good theory. Do the cybernetic racehorses look anything like 3030 from Brave Star?
Wow.
Inquiring minds
Cool.
want to know.
We need Anthony to answer this one, or
Yeah.
anyone else out there that has knowledge of what a cybernetic racehorse looks like.
Could we Google that?
Or anyone who has strength of the bear and speed of the hawk.
Eyes of a hawk.
Oh yeah, sorry. Eyes of the hawk. Speed of the puma.
Well, we know Blur has the speed of a puma.
Well, but
Star,
here's the thing that's
bear, speed of the puma.
Buddy, go start your own Brave Star channel, man.
Brave Star. Brave Star.
so now he has a G.I. Joe channel, a Brave Star channel.
I know,
So he
right?
just needs a Ninja Turtles channel.
Freedom wherever.
What's
G.I. Joe's there. G.I.
Visionaries?
Joe.
A Visionaries channel.
Hero. G.I. Joe is there.
You know what's funny? I was actually watching
Yeah,
a video, a YouTube video about like all the 80s cartoons
Organization.
that were ahead of their time, and they actually mentioned Visionary was actually ahead of its time with the story and the animation and everything.
Oh yeah, it was well ahead of its time.
And it was cut really short too. I think they only had like what 16 or 18 or 16 episodes or something like that.
Oh wow, that's like one season.
Hey, he never gives up. He's always there, fighting for freedom over land and air.
GID. Okay, what are we doing here, Mike? We're looking at this guy here in picture in
Yes.
picture.
What I've noticed is any Autobot and probably Decepticon, but any Autobot that became a target master, their stats went down.
So are they saying is
That's
because
or just certain ones?
It's like almost all of them.
interesting?
Which, I mean, it's only like 6 to I think 5 or 6 that originals that became target masters.
So are you saying they became like lazy and dumb after they hired a headmaster or a gun?
That's what he's saying. And they became and their firepower went down. Okay,
Well-
Spin. Give us the example because like we can't read it.
Yeah.
You have it that small.
Okay, so Blur in his original sense, his strength is 7. When he becomes a target master, his strength is 5.
Because it's a heavy ass gun. It fucked up his arm.
he has like gun elbow.
Okay, what else?
Okay, his intelligence before is 8. It goes down to 7.
Well, sure, because he has somebody else taking the shot for him now. He doesn't have to think about it. Luke, use the force in this particular case, buddy. Take a shot.
Now his speed is 10 originally.
Right.
He's down to 7.
Sure, because the guy that he's carrying around with him now is heavy. He's a sack of potato. What do you want?
I want to know about the firepower. What happens with firepower?
Well, hold on. Before we get there, his endurance is 6. Afterward, his endurance is 4.
Sure, because he has a little servant now. Go grab
Okay.
hey, what's his name? What's the target master?
And he got demoted.
Look,
Yeah,
look.
his rank is 7. Like, wow, his rank is down to 5.
Sure, because we keep
Because
lazy.
Wire's in charge.
Yeah. Hey, Wire, go pick this up for me. Go ahead. And by the way, since you're over there, go let them know that the Decepticons are coming. You see?
No, before his courage was 8.
Yeah.
Now his courage is 9.
Oh, he's
Sure.
courageous because he's got a gun.
Wait.
Yeah, but he already had a gun.
No, he's more courageous because he has somebody to sacrifice. That's why.
Okay, so his firepower was 7 before. It stayed the same.
All right, so he gained nothing from the game.
I know he's a target master. You figure go more.
But interesting.
Wow.
His skill before was 5. It went up to 7.
Well, because again, the other guy's doing it.
Yep.
No, but that doesn't make sense.
Fucking haywire.
All right, let's see Hot Rod. Let's see what happens to Hot Rod.
Okay. Cause same thing for Hot Rod. There is one transformer. Actually, it's the complete opposite. I believe it might have been Scourge. But let's see for Hot Rod.
Oh, look at all the talent this guy has.
Oh, I know. And let's
He's the one.
there we go. Target Master Hot Rod.
Wow.
Half. They're just cut in half.
These guys are lazy son of a bitches.
Okay, so
Look at this. His courage is only 7.
interesting that his courage isn't the 10.
Yeah, and also it's funny that like of all the things that he doesn't have a 10 in his speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird too. His name is called Hot Rod.
Seriously. Okay, let's see.
Like look what it says. My action speaks louder than my words.
Yeah.
And its speed up, it goes up to 120 miles per hour here. Rank, I don't know, man. Whatever.
Wait. Speed is 120 miles an hour.
No,
Motormaster goes 140 miles an hour.
It's too close.
That's insane. For a truck? How is the truck going faster than a sports car?
That makes no sense.
No.
Hot Rod sucks.
Speed 120.
Like Hot Rod should be like double what Motormaster could do.
All right, here's a question.
These kids were on drugs, man.
Orlati.
Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
Look at his function.
Really,
What does that mean?
He's a
Function.
Cavalier.
What does that mean?
So is he like a Z24 or Z28 Cavalier?
Cavalier.
no, it's just in the sense of like he just hangs around. Like
he's
just
carefree. He's just like he has no function.
exactly.
No, he's part of the Cavalier, man. Like he jumps on Blur and rides in.
That's the cavalry.
D, can you help me out here? I'm trying to make something.
Google to help us out.
Like seriously, like I'm trying.
The definition of cavalier.
Listen, it's either he's a Z24 or a Z28, or I'm trying to help, or I'm trying to make up something here to help him here. I don't know.
No,
No, they're going by the meaning of the word, not by the car function.
I get that. I'm being silly.
or it could be a Z24 spin. You never know.
Yeah.
From the year 2020.
You're looking
No.
up cavalier. Apparently, it's a dog breed.
So you're saying he's
There we go. So a gentleman trained in arms and horsemanship, a mounted soldier, or a knight.
Thank you.
Or a lady's escort or dancing partner.
That's what they call Hot Rod.
I mean, I'm changing my function to cavalier.
So I was right in both scenarios, then. So he hopped on Blur.
One extra point on your text pack.
You see, he hopped on Blur to right into battle with his hot rod. You know what I mean?
Oh dear.
Yeah, I definitely nailed it.
Yeah, YouTube's definitely stricken that.
Yeah, look, guys.
You know what? It's not our fault they set us up like this, man. Come on. Like, they make it too easy.
But the most important thing that we figured out this whole episode